years old, really important player, plays a club football for Rangers. On the left-hand side is Demi Vance. Chloe McCarron of Glentoran has come into central midfield to bolster that area this evening. Two of the best players, most important players in the middle of the park. Nadine Caldwell and the record goal scorer, Liverpool's Rachel Furness. And then a bit of speed and goal scoring up front with Lauren Wade and Simone McGill, who has now left Everton and joined Aston Villa yesterday. We are underway at the St Mary's Stadium, Northern Ireland, against Norway. This in Group A, so both teams also in with England and Austria. England beating Austria by a 0-0 last night. This is 0-0, and Northern Ireland's Jackie Burns, in a bright yellow goalkeeping uniform, plays the ball down the middle of the field. Rachel Furness jumps to win a header. Nadine Caldwell takes the ball down on her left thigh, and Northern Ireland are going to get the first attack of the game down here as Abby McGee goes sprinting away down the right. Has time to look up. Low cross into the penalty area, intercepted on the edge of the box and thumped away and up towards Caroline Graham Hansen, one of Norway's two star strikers. Challenge on her by Julie Nelson. That's a foul. Free kick for Northern Ireland. Solid start, Stephen Craigie.
Well, it is. You know, I look at the two centre midfield players, Nadine Caldwell and Chloe McCarron, both very, very good footballers, both comfortable in possession. An excellent start from Chloe McCarron, but just looking at the shape of the team, Rachel Furness is playing as a centre forward. She's always played as a midfield player. She is a goal threat. She maybe doesn't have the energy to get up and down in the middle of the pitch, but certainly now tonight starting as a centre forward.
Possibly a little surprise for Norway that then. 1 minute 20 seconds in here on BBC Radio 5 Live, available on the BBC Sounds app as well. Take us with you wherever you go this summer. So much sport coming your way. Norway 0, Northern Ireland 0. And at the Rose Bowl tonight, not too far away from here, the Ageas Bowl, England against India in the first of the T20s. England are chasing 199. I think they've made a disappointing start to their reply. Eleanor Oldroy. Yeah,
they're 3 for 1 at the end of the first over here, and the new captain, Jos Buttler, out to a goal for a golden duck, bowled by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, just cut right back at him, took out his leg stump. He looked horrified by that. Jason Roy is on 1, and David Malan yet to get off the mark. England need 199 to win. They're 1 for 1 after 1.
Said lots of different sport coming your way this summer. Wimbledon continues, of course. Rafael Nadal won't play in the semi-finals tomorrow. Has had to withdraw injured to centre court. Here's Russell Fuller,
where Neil Skupski of Great Britain and Desiree Kravchik have won the first set of the mixed doubles finals against Matt Ebden and Sam Stosur by 6 games to 4. They are hoping to defend their title on centre court here, Ali.
Thank you, Russell. Yes, no Rafael Nadal tomorrow. We broke that news at the top of the show tonight. Nick Kyrgios through to the final. Do not miss the other semi-final, though, tomorrow. Live on 5 Live tomorrow afternoon. Novak Djokovic against Britain's Cam Norrie in his first Grand Slam semi-final. 2.5 minutes gone at the St Mary's Stadium. Second game of Women's Euro 2022. Northern Ireland have made a solid start here against Norway, the 2 times champions. Here's the right wing back, Abby McGee. I'll give you that Norway lineup in just a second. Thoughts from Natasha Dowie to come as well. Hegerberg gets her first touch of the game for Norway. It's played back into the midfield. They work it to the left-hand side. You've got to watch out for Wright, and there's the ball through the middle. Here's Hegerberg, and it's a good challenge on her. Norway, well, they thought they'd won a corner there. Hegerberg actually seems to have got the final touch, but her left shot has gone high and wide, and it's gone behind for the goal kick. Natasha, that was Sarah McFadden in with a crucial challenge for Northern Ireland.
It really was, and it's actually fascinating to see. I thought Norway, watching the games leading up to this, they play a 4-3-3 with my teammate Amelie Eichlin in the middle, and normally Graham Hansen is on the right, but actually they're playing a 4-4-2 with 2 up top, Graham Hansen and Hegerberg up top, and Eichlin on the right. So they're really going for it. They're getting numbers forward, and there they were unlucky not to, you know, you'd bet Hegerberg to score that, but great tackle.
I think that's just a warning sign, Ali, that if you do play high and you give too much space in behind, Norway are quite happy to throw the ball down the side. So if there's no pressure in the ball, that Northern Ireland back 3 can't be edging forward. You've got to protect what's in behind you.
Northern Ireland have won a free kick on the halfway line. 4 minutes played. Norway 0, Northern Ireland 0. Guro Pettersen of Vålerenga is the Norwegian goalkeeper, winning only her 4th cap this evening because Cecily Finkestrand was injured in May. A real blow for her and a real blow for Norway. Pedersen is an experienced goalkeeper, just not at the international level. They play a back 4. Anja Sonstervold of Inter Milan is the right back. Julie Blackstad, the 20-year-old who now plays for Manchester City, is the left back. Here come Norway again. This is Caroline Hansen on the ball, tackled in the midfield. Northern Ireland have a throw. A very experienced centre-back pairing. Chelsea's Maren Mjelde, the captain, and Maria Torres-Dottir of Manchester United. Frida Marnum of Arsenal, alongside Barcelona's Ingrid Sørstad-Engen in midfield. The front two we've mentioned, in Hansen and Hegerberg. Guro Reiten on the left, and Reading's Amelie Akerland on the right for Norway. They have a throw. The other thing I should mention as well, this is exactly what I did last night. If you want to listen to our commentary, but you can't bear to be without the pictures, you can do that tonight via the BBC Sport website and the BBC iPlayer. There is a 5 Live option there for you on the BBC Sport website last night. Look for the 5 Live option. You get the pictures and you get our commentary as well. Norway have possession inside their own half. The stand opposite us, which is packed with the Northern Ireland fans, is bathed in sunshine. The pitch, though, thankfully for the players, is draped in shade. Norway, that's intercepted by Furness, who should be able to keep that ball in. She blocked the initial clearance, has kept it in wide on the left-hand side. Can she find a teammate in the middle? Cross in towards the near post. Can't find Simone McGill. And a chance for Norway to bring the ball clear. And Northern Ireland have got to be careful here, because Sonstavolt made good ground up towards the halfway line. Now Hansen wide on the right-hand side. McFadden across to try and make the challenge. Two defenders can't stop her. Hansen gets the cross in right and attacks it and heads it high and beyond the far post and behind for a goal kick. Stephen Craig.
Yeah, well, once again, just showing their threat. Sonstavolt steps into the game, and once you step into the game, it opens up. Sarah McFadden tries to make the tackle, she doesn't make it. Kelsey Burrows tries to help her out, and there's always that threat with Hegerberg and Hansen and Reiten in the middle. I think they do enough just to put Norway off, but again, just showing you can't open up too much. You've got to work as a unit, otherwise Norway are quite happy to play through you.
Northern Ireland played the goal kick short. It comes back to keeper Jackie Burns. Left-footed pass to the edge of the penalty area. McFadden's pass is intercepted. Danger again for Northern Ireland. Frida Marnum of Arsenal plays the ball to her right. Here's Sonstavolt again coming forward from the right back position. Marnum's involved again, looking for a 1-2, intercepted by Demi Vance. Left wing back for Northern Ireland, out for a throw into Norway. In towards the corner of the penalty area. Nice, neat interpassing from the team in the red shirts, white shorts and dark blue socks. Torres-Dottir whips the pass out to the left with her right foot. That's intercepted. Lauren Wade gets onto it. Now she's got the Norwegian defence backpedaling. Poor pass from her, though. And here's Guro Reiten on the left for Norway. Two Northern Ireland players immediately surround her. Nadine Caldwell puts enough pressure on to force Norway to go back into their own half.
Listen, sometimes you're going to be under pressure. Sometimes you just got to come off the game, soak up a little bit of pressure. You can't press all the time. The key being, when you do press, the full team's got to go. You can't go in 2s and 3s. Norway will pick you off.
Here are Norway, 10 yards inside this Northern Ireland half. Marnum's going to try a shot from range, takes a double deflection, easy for Jackie Burns just to come scampering across her goal line. Block that with her left foot. Natasha Dowie, what have you made of the first, what have we played? 8 minutes here at the St Mary's Stadium.
I think the tough thing right now for Northern Ireland, because they're playing, yeah, we say a 3-5-2, but it's more like a back five, let's be honest, and they're inviting quite a lot of pressure. Norway have almost like a front five at the moment, and they're all rotating and they're interchanging. For me, Graham Hansen's strength is out on the wing, so I think you'll see her drifting out there a lot, and Amelie Akerland can come in field. But it's who they pick up. You know, that interchanging is very hard to switch last minute. But I also think Northern Ireland can try and dominate the midfield. They've got an extra body in there, a 3v2. Can they try and get their midfield on the ball and look to maybe play in behind with the likes of Wade and McGill's pace?
9 minutes played. Northern Ireland's women making their debut in a major international tournament. And at the moment, it's 0-0 against Norway. Sonstavolt with the challenge on McGill. Kelsey Burrows, the 21-year-old, the left-sided centre-back, deals with it for Northern Ireland. No nonsense clearance with her left foot. Out for a throw into Norway, just inside the Northern Ireland half on the right-hand side. The commentary on the T20 cricket. England against India, not too far from here, continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Danger here and a goal! Norway in front. It's Manchester City's Uli Blackstad, the 20-year-old who found acres of space on the left-hand side. The shot was true. It beats Jackie Burns at her near post, and it's taken Norway just under 10 minutes to get the lead against Northern Ireland. Norway 1, Northern Ireland 0.
Yeah, and it's a nightmare start. It's exactly what Northern Ireland feared could happen. I thought you got through the opening 5 or 6 minutes. I thought they were settled, they were calm. The problem was they were all dragged towards the ball. Every single player was over in the half of the pitch. One pass, two passes suddenly cuts them open. Abby McGee can't recover, Julie Nelson can't recover, and all with two passes suddenly Northern Ireland get cut open. You have to say, it does take a little deflection off Abby McGee, which just directs it past Jackie Burns and goal. But now it's all about pressing the reset button, refocusing and trying to put that to bed.
Blackstad, having scored the goal, immediately has some defending to do. Northern Ireland go long from the goal kick. Lauren Wade put her under pressure. What a star she has the potential to be. Manchester City's Uli Blackstad, that's already her third goal for her country, and she struck it well with her left foot. Northern Ireland knew this was going to be tough. Norway, one of the best teams in the world. Natasha Dowie in particular has said this evening she actually fancies them to win this tournament. They played Northern Ireland twice in qualifying for these Euros and beat them 6-0 both times. That was an emphatic finish, Natasha, with the left foot from Blackstad.
Oh, the technique is unbelievable. She's been playing there for Man City this season, but she can also play wide of the front three as well, and that finish definitely showed. You know, she's got a striker's instinct. The technique was really, really wonderful, and not the best start for Northern Ireland. They need to keep it tight now, otherwise this game could be a long night for them.
Rachel Furnish tries one from range, good 30 yards out with her left foot and slices it slightly. Decent strike, wide of the target, and behind it goes for the goal kick. Thumping challenge from Sarah McFadden, Stephen, to set that chance up.
Well, she's had a few. You know, it's a slight concern of mine that when Northern Ireland attack and they have that throw in, Northern Ireland's back three are still in the halfway line picking up one. The two midfield players are still back the pitch. They're going to have to commit players forward to try and make an impact in the game.
Here's the goal scorer, Blackstad for Norway. Left-footed pass, finds Wright and takes that well in her stride. Gets that cross in, dangerous players in the middle. Little layoff here, doesn't quite work out for Norway. Hansen was there, it was Hegerberg with the layoff, and she was looking forward for the run of Eikeland, but there were two there looking for that little knockdown, and it shows you the threat this Norway team possess. Here they come again, edge of the penalty area, shot comes in with the left foot, and Jackie Burns has this one covered. Dives to her right and makes a good clean catch with both hands. Norway 1, Northern Ireland 0, 12 minutes gone in the first half.
Yeah, I think Kenny Shields has been vocal in the past about Northern Ireland have to be careful that when they concede one goal they end up not conceding two or three.
Oh, this could be a second now. Hegerberg in the box, slides it to her teammate Marnham, side puts it in, they work it well. Northern Ireland gave the ball away. They caused their own problems there, and they're already right up against it at the St Mary's Stadium. 12 and a half minutes played, Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0.
Well, I was just saying it, that when you go behind, you've got to make sure you don't concede a quick second. And Kenny Shields has asked them to be brave. He's given them a kind of platform to go and play from. But players have to make better decisions. Players have to make decisions for themselves. I think it's Chloe McCarron that plays a blind pass, or even tries to play a square pass in midfield. You can't do that. Norway are coming to press and put you on the back foot. You've got to say, it's a great play from Hegerberg. You know, we asked the Norwegian journalist earlier on if she had a team player. Absolutely, she's a team player. Just relaxes, sets herself up, and Northern Ireland do have a mountain to climb, but it's all about regaining your composure. You can't allow this game to get away from you anymore.
Conceded a goal in the 10th minute, now conceded a goal in the 13th minute of this game. Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. Norway look hungry for more. McCarron wins a tackle. Here's the skipper for Northern Ireland, Sarah McFadden, swings a pass out to the left with her right foot. Demi Vance tries to play it down the line to Simone McGill. Knocks the ball out of play, throwing for Norway inside their own half on the right-hand side. Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. In terms of the next games in this group, those come on Monday. Commentary on both here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Northern Ireland a 5 o'clock kickoff at this stadium against Austria. England, Norway in Brighton, 8 o'clock on Monday night. And Norway already signalling their intent in this tournament, but Northern Ireland, Kenny Shields, I think will be furious with the second goal they've conceded there. Abby McGee plays it forward to Lauren Wade, comes off Wade hits Blackstad. Wade appeals for a handball. Nothing given, and Norway start to play out of their own half. There's the score of the second goal. Arsenal's Frida Marnum, already playing in her third major international tournament at the age of 22 at the last Euros. Just turned 18 when she was in that Norwegian squad, having just now completed her first season at Arsenal. Taking control of the game for Norway here. Moves into the centre circle. Strokes a pass out to the right-hand side. That's Sonstevold, the right back, comes in field. There's Marnum again, plays it on to Wrighton. Wrighton sees Blackstad in a bit of space. Blackstad against McGee, comes sliding in. Blackstad goes flying over the challenge. Abby McGee took the ball and the referee perfectly happy with it.
Well, it's the one thing Abby McGee won't do is pull out of a tackle. Very tenacious, doesn't mind putting the foot in. Of course, you have to be careful, but very well timed. But as we expected, ABB, that Norway have gained control. They're a good side. I said at the start of the game, the last thing you want to do is give them a head start.
Northern Ireland giving the ball again to Norway. Here's Wrighton with the cutback, nearly a chance at the near post. Chance for a third possibly for Norway there. But they couldn't stick it away. They have the ball again on the halfway line. We knew Northern Ireland were going to do a lot of chasing without the ball this evening. But Norway looking very dangerous indeed. Torres Dottir of Manchester United, the left-sided centre-back, plays it up to Wrighton. Now Blackstad miscues the pass, looking for Hegerberg. She applauds the effort, and behind it goes for a goal kick. They just need, Natasha, Northern Ireland here, a solid 5 minutes, don't they? Just to steady themselves in this game.
Yeah, they do, and obviously the second goal's killed them, and we were talking about decision-making. You know, when and where. You know, you just can see the goal and the keeper's playing out. Get your team up, get up the pitch. Maybe sometimes we have to actually compete a little bit higher, but at least you're not losing possession in the wrong areas. I think Wade and McGill need to do better at holding the ball up for the team. They're trying flicks and tricks. Right now, they need to stick the ball, help the team get up and take some pressure off.
Oh, Northern Ireland have lost it again. This time it was Kelsey Burrows in the left-back position. Cross comes in, it's blocked and goes behind for a corner. So, Stephen, Northern Ireland, we know they are going to play out. They're going to continue to do that. They're just getting caught in possession here.
Well, there's two options when you're against the press. You either play through it, which Northern Ireland aren't managing to do, or you've got to go over it. So for 5 minutes, let's try and go over the press, you know, and try and play higher up the pitch. Can you win second balls in midfield? Because Norway are just sitting waiting to pick them off.
Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. Northern Ireland international Stephen Craigan, former England international Natasha Dowie with us at the St Mary's Stadium this evening. Corner comes in, a couple of bodies in there, came off the back of Abby McGee in the end. Goes behind for another corner. Northern Ireland desperately need to survive this. The support will be unstinting, unrelenting, incessant this evening. It's a real big patch of green and white shirts directly opposite us inside the stadium, defending to do. Cross low into the penalty area. Torres Dottir swings a right-footed it. She's taken a knock. She's flat on her back inside the penalty area. The ball is cleared and goes out for a throw into Norway on the right-hand side. So support unrelenting for Northern Ireland. Pressure unrelenting at the moment. I mean, Norway really do mean business.
Well, the last thing Northern Ireland wanted in this game was for Norway to be relaxed and enjoying themselves and picking Northern Ireland off and moving the ball without any real pressure. And when you concede some goals, what it naturally does to your team is everybody wants to take a step back. You start wanting to try and protect behind, which means you can't keep yourself up the pitch. It just gives Norway more space to play in, and that's exactly how it's panning out.
Throw in Norway, midway inside that Northern Ireland half on the right. They've lost the ball though. Here's Furness for Northern Ireland, plays it forward to Simone McGill. She's given it away, beat a couple of players, then turned back to find a teammate. Couldn't do that. Norway have it again inside the Northern Ireland half. They slow it down. They're comfortable already, leading by 2-0. Winners of this group will go through to face the runners-up in Group B. So the Group B action starts tomorrow. Germany, Spain, Denmark and Finland in that group. Tomorrow it's Spain against Finland at 5 o'clock, and then we've got full commentary on 5 Live of Germany against Denmark. The runners-up in this group will play the winners in Group B. It's the great thing about a 16-team tournament, which the men's Euros used to be, straight into the quarter-finals, and the games get very tough very quickly, even in these group stages, as Northern Ireland are finding out this evening. Throw-in taken by Norway, played back to the skipper. Chelsea's Maren Mjelde, incredibly playing in her 7th major international tournament for her country. Space opening up on the left for Norway again. Blackstad's going to try a shot from long range, and Jackie Burns has it covered but has to take it behind for a corner. Blackstad, Natasha, doesn't lack confidence, does she?
No, she definitely doesn't, and she's having fun, you know, to take a strike on from there. She must be fancying herself, but I just think Northern Ireland right now, they're doing too much running. Centre halves are getting dragged out. They need to try and pass players on, otherwise it's going to be a long 90 minutes for them. They need to try and defend a little bit more cleverer than what they are right now.
Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. 20 minutes gone in the first half here on the south coast. You can see a cameraman, mobile cameraman with the kit strapped up, getting the close-up here on this corner that's going to come in from Caroline Graham-Hansen from the left-hand side. Good delivery, but Jackie Burns confidently gives it a shout. The Northern Ireland keeper catches it, runs to the edge of her box. Rachel Furness right next to her, fires the ball forward with her left foot. Lauren Wade might be able to get onto it, but Petterson, the Norwegian keeper, quickly off her line, clears with her right foot, and the ball now drops loose on the halfway line after McFadden's header. Half a chance for Northern Ireland.
That should give them some encouragement to show that if you go direct and you go over the top, it suddenly puts Norway in the back foot and it takes Northern Ireland up the pitch. So they probably just have to mix the game up for 5 or 10 minutes. Stop being so easy to play against and so predictable.
Demi Vance steps up high for Northern Ireland from the left wing back position, try and win back possession. Got a tackle in, but Norway have it again, taking control in midfield. Engen plays to Wrighton of Chelsea, just draws Lauren Wade in, then plays the pass back to Torres Dots here, and different players for Norway popping up in different positions all the time. Hansen of Barcelona, lovely player. Wrighton plays it into Hegerberg, lays it on here, and goalkeeper Jackie Burns out to make a really important save, because Akerland thought she might have had a third for Norway there.
That's great movement, isn't it? You know how quickly they move the ball, those little 1-2s. The Northern Ireland back 3 or back 5, completely disjointed. You have to say, Jackie Burns, what a wonderful save. She's been busy. Certainly she was needed there.
Norway leading Northern Ireland by 2 goals to 0. Northern Ireland have it now. Crossing the halfway line is Demi Vance, looking up for an option. Simone McGill is wide to her left-hand side. Nadine Caldwell just behind her. Blonde hair tied back in the ponytail, wearing the number 16. Northern Ireland have come back into their own half, and now they come to goalkeeper Burns, who's outside her penalty area. That makes Hegerberg interested, tries to close it down. Abby McGee has it on the right-hand side. Next break in play will take you back to the Aegeus Bowl. It's England against India in the first of 3 T20 internationals this evening. England chasing 199 to win. Northern Ireland knocking it around the back here, so I think we've got time to get to Ellie Oldroyd and find out the latest.
They've lost their second wicket, 27 for 2. David Milan was just getting into his stride, 4 boundaries, but he is out for 21. Hardik Pandya already got a 50 in this game and has now got the wicket of David Milan. So England really making a meal of this chase, 27 for 2, and we're in the 5th over. They're way behind the pace.
Commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. Both 5 Live and Sports Extra available via that BBC Sounds app. That's the place to go as well to get the daily Euros pod. So all the best analysis, debate, reaction during the Women's Euros will be right there for you. Here come Norway again. Wrighton with the cutback, nearly finds Hansen. Ball breaks to the edge of the penalty area. Engen plays it to the right, finds Marnin with the right foot, and Burns quickly across to make a save low to her right, tips it behind for a corner. Northern Ireland's keeper Jackie Burns is in for a busy night. Yeah,
they're really making it hard for themselves, Northern Ireland, right now, because they've got bodies behind the ball, but they're actually not being effective at all. You know, they've got this back 5, but no one's putting pressure on the ball. The midfield 2 are getting dragged around everywhere. The front 3 almost, because Furness is going up into a 9, don't really look as if they know actually what they're doing. So I think right now they need to defend more effectively. You know, who are they picking up? And let's start putting actual pressure on the ball, because right now it's just too easy for Norway.
Good save made by Jackie Burns. We've just seen it on the replay monitor, slightly unsighted. That was heading right for the corner, and it zipped off the turf as well. Important save. Norway 2, Northern Ireland 0. Corner comes in, Burns comes again, punches the ball away. Only to the edge of the area. Blackstad involved again for Norway, plays it to Guro Wrighton. Wrighton evades one challenge, swinging across into the far post, attacked, headed across goal and wide. Hegerberg looking to get in on the action, couldn't quite find the target. Stephen Craig.
Well, that's a huge let-off, I have to say, and And Wrightson on this left-hand side has been so instrumental in everything good about Norway down this left-hand side. It's a wonderful cross. It's one of those tantalising ones that's very difficult for a defender to get in touch with, because it's edging towards the goal. Hegerberg, great movement around the back. She'll be disappointed she hasn't scored, that's for sure.
Hegerberg with 42 goals for Norway, Hansen with 43. So there's a little battle going on in amongst the front two. But as we've already seen this evening, Hegerberg, when she knew her teammate was better placed for the second goal, laid it off and Marnham stuck the ball away. Norway won a free kick there for the challenge from Furness on Marnham in midfield, but that was a 50-50, a jump for a header. The Norwegian lost out. Ball came off her head. It's gone out for a throw-in. Kenny Shields just biting the nails at the moment on the edge of the pitch here. Abby McGee, the right wing back, on the ball. Chloe McCarron under pressure, plays it back to Julie Nelson. Nelson back to her goalkeeper, Jackie Burns, drills it with her left foot across the field to Demi Vance. Nice first time left, good football from Northern Ireland. Simone McGill is on the move down the left-hand side. Vance has made the run ahead of her, tries to find her. That's intercepted by Mjelde, blocked by Vance, who keeps the ball in play down by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Drags the ball under the studs of her boot, and the cross is blocked by Mjelde, and that was good football from Northern Ireland. Well,
it's much better. You know, you always talk about possession with a purpose. There was purpose in that, and it all comes from Jackie Burns' switch of play out to Demi Vance. Lovely first touch down the side for Simone McGill, and suddenly they can get up the pitch. That isn't going to happen every time. Yes, mix the game up, but when it's on, be brave enough to go and do it.
25 minutes played in the first half. Second game of Euro 2022. England winners last night. Norway leading Northern Ireland by 2-0 at the moment. McGee strong with the challenge for Northern Ireland. Lauren Wade with her left foot drags the shot wide, and it skips behind for the goal kick. Natasha, I don't know if you saw the warm-up game that Northern Ireland had against Belgium, and the goal that Lauren Wade scored, that was a belter with her left foot.
Yeah, it's a similar situation as well, but I love that. I love that about McGee, how positive she is. She loves to go forward, and you know what, that'll give them a lot of confidence. This last 2 or 3 minutes, they're building. You know, to get a shot off on goal is a really good thing. And I like how the back five are pushing up in a bit more now, so then the midfield can engage, then the front three can engage. The distances between the units are getting better.
That's Tash Dowie with us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this evening, alongside Stephen Craigan. Hansen gliding into the Northern Ireland half. Sonstervold, the right back. Now the cut back into the box. Another chance for Norway. Hegerberg, oh, brilliant block. Otherwise, that was 3-0. And the sliding challenge from Abby McGee. She came from absolutely nowhere. Hegerberg thought she'd scored.
Well, I'd love to say that Northern Ireland have been too easy to play through, but I have to say, some of the passing and the movement, the interplay, running ahead of the ball, awareness in the final third. Abby McGee, it's a wonderful tackle. Hegerberg must have thought I've scored. It's simple, it's happened. But you know, we spoke about her being tenacious and being committed and being a good defender. Another great example of it.
Yeah, she thought she made it 43, level with Caroline Graham Hansen, but not to be. Still 2-0 Norway. Corner into the Northern Ireland penalty area, not quite got it clear yet. Player down, hurt for Northern Ireland, who's going to need attention. That is Nadine Caldwell. Gives us a chance to get news of another wicket, another England wicket gone down, Ellie Oldroyd.
Yeah, England are having a shocker here. Liam Livingston looking to reverse scoop Hardik Pandya, but just feathering it through to Dinesh Karthik behind the wicket. He was out for a duck. Second duck of the England innings. Joss Buttler with a golden duck. Hardik Pandya has taken 2 wickets, and England are in all sorts of trouble. They're 30 for 3, and we're in the 6th over already.
Commentary continues on that one over on Sports Extra. Chance here, Stephen Craigan, for a water break, and a chance for Kenny Shields to have a chat to the team as well.
Yeah, I think it's vitally important when, you know, 2-0 is such a pivotal scoreline, because the next goal for Northern Ireland suddenly brings them to life. You know, we watched England against Austria last night, albeit it was only 1-0, but you know, they stayed in the game as long as they possibly could, and I think that's where Northern Ireland are at this moment in time. They have to make sure they stay in the game.
Just seeing on the screen as well during this break that VAR are checking for a potential penalty, for a potential handball from that corner. Now Caldwell took the knock, Hegerberg jumped into it. There was a clutch of bodies in here. We're watching the replay at the moment. Caldwell jumps, her arm is leading, Hegerberg then catches her, and the referee, Lena Leita Vaara of Finland has been sent over here to the pitch side monitor, which tends to mean that the decision will get changed and we're going to see a penalty for Norway.
We are indeed, because when Nadine Caldwell jumped out, she has her arm up above her body. It's an unnatural position, not in the general way the body should be in that situation, out with the natural silhouette, so it's a penalty kick, no doubt about it. The referee will give it.
Yeah, referees having a look in front of all those Northern Ireland fans. They're saying please, please, please don't, but there's no decision to make here. Nadine Caldwell with the arm up. Tash, has to be a penalty.
Yeah, just strange decision making for me. I don't know why she's done that. Maybe she saw Hegerberg coming in and was trying to protect herself a bit, but for me, a proper defender, you go through and you head that ball, it's definitely a penalty.
Yeah, that's what the referee is indicating right now. Draws that rectangle in the air, sharp blast of the whistle, a point to the penalty spot, and then comes running over to the Northern Ireland players and points to her elbow to indicate why the penalty has been given. So, Caroline Graham-Hansen will take the penalty for Norway, already in control of the game. Half an hour gone. Jackie Burns, the Northern Ireland keeper, has had a great night so far. Can she deny Hansen from the penalty spot? The Barcelona striker against Jackie Burns jumps on the line, touches the crossbar, then stands still for a second. Referee just running across the edge of the area, making sure everyone is where they're meant to be, and Hansen hasn't even started the sort of pre-penalty routine yet. Now she does. 3 deliberate steps back, 1 to her left, a pause, and with her right foot drives it past Jackie Burns and makes it Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0. Again, from Northern Ireland's point of view, an unnecessary goal to concede.
Unfortunately, they've been masters of their own downfall up to this moment in time. Jackie Burns is a bit disappointed. She actually goes the right way. I think it was just the power from Hansen that beat her in the end. It really is, you know, she's a top-class player. We wouldn't have expected her to go and miss. Jackie Burns actually gets a good, strong hand to it. It just seems to bend her wrist back and makes its own way in. But just back to the penalty, I think the Northern Ireland players were complaining that Nadine Caldwell had been fouled. It hit the elbow, then she was fouled. If it's the foul and then the elbow, the penalty wouldn't be given. But unfortunately, it was the other way around.
Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0. And Caroline Graham-Hansen is a player Northern Ireland will be royally fed up with, because in the qualifying campaign, in the 2-6-0 win, she got a hat-trick in one of the games in Belfast, 2 goals in the other, has scored again tonight. Chance for Northern Ireland, though, to try and get themselves on the score sheet, maybe. Vance's low ball into the box. Torres Dottir is there to clear with her right foot. Hansen can't keep it in play, and it's out for a throw to Northern Ireland on the left-hand side. Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0. And as Stephen Craigan has just explained, definitely was elbow first, but then the challenge from Hegerberg afterwards that caught Caldwell. Correct decision was made, and that's why Norway find themselves in front by 3 goals to 0.
You know, we talk an awful lot about the front 3 of Norway and the synergy that they have in the movement, the interplay. Northern Ireland's front 3 are playing as 3 individuals. You know, Simone McGill picks up the ball, it goes wide to Demi Vance on the left-hand side. Lauren Wade is still standing on the right wing. She doesn't have the instinct to think, I'm going to have to go and be the centre forward and get myself into the box. Hence the reason why, you know, she's not going to score very many goals from that area of the pitch. Longer
ball forward for Norway, headed away by Kelsey Burrows. McCarron with the next header. Hansen so composed in possession, under pressure from 2 Northern Ireland players, holds on to it, plays it back into the defence, and Norway start to bring it across to the left-hand side of the pitch. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. We knew it was going to be a tough night for Northern Ireland. It is certainly proving so. Sarah McFadden tries to slide in and win the ball off Hegerberg, couldn't quite get there in time. Norway recycle. Torres Dottir gives the ball away. McCarron read that well for Northern Ireland. Furness wants it through the middle. Lauren Wade's made a good run down the right-hand side, and she's got the pace to get to this ball first. Northern Ireland fans excited. Wade works it onto the left foot. Curling shot, not much power. Ball is headed up in the air, breaks loose on the edge of the box. Nadine Caldwell runs into a challenge here. Ran into Julie Blackstad, went down, doesn't get the free kick. Norway very nearly gave the ball away again, but eventually Marnham takes control, plays it to her right-hand side, and Norway come again down the right. That's Sonstavolt, the right back. Powerful run being made by Akerland. Instead it's Hansen, drop of the shoulder, she's away up to the edge of the penalty area. Left-footed ball finds Blackstad, perfect first touch, just lays it back here to the Arsenal midfielder Frida Marnum. Then Engen of Barcelona, back to Hansen, also of Barcelona, to the right. And Norway eventually lose it on the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty area. Engen wins it again. Neat interplay finds Hegerberg. Hegerberg is crowded out. Hegerberg has another chance, sweeps at it with her left foot, and Northern Ireland have a chance to clear, and they can just breathe for a second or two. Another England wicket has gone down in the cricket. Ellie Oldroyd.
33 for 4 England now. Jason Roy was scratching around 4 off 16 balls, but caught by Harshal of Hardik Pandya, who's taken 3 wickets in just 8 deliveries. England 33 for 4, that target 199, long way away.
Where's Bairstow and Root when you need them? Hansen dummies a shot on the edge of the penalty area, tries the left foot curler, McFadden blocks, goes behind for a corner. While we wait for the corner, let's get back to Wimbledon. Russell Fuller with news of the mixed doubles final.
Neil Skupski and Desiree Kravchik have 3 match points to successfully defend their title. The Brit and the American are playing an Australian pair, Matt Ebden and Sam Stosur. Sam Stosur, a very decorated Grand Slam champion in singles and doubles. Matt Ebden won a 4-hour men's doubles semi-final earlier in the day, but they are second best in this mixed doubles final. 6-4, 5-3. And it is the Liverpudlian, Neil Skupski, in front of the royal box with this first match point for his team to retain the title. And the forehand is into the net from Matt Ebden. What a wonderful triumph for this pair. 2 years in a row they've been hugging and celebrating on centre court. Neil Skupski and Desiree Kravchik retain the mixed doubles title at Wimbledon with a 6-4, 6-3 victory.
Thank you, Russell. Great news again for British tennis. Cam Norrie in action tomorrow, of course, in the semi-final against Novak Djokovic. Commentary on 5 Live at BBC Sounds tomorrow afternoon. The winner of that will play Nick Kyrgios. If you haven't heard, Rafael Nadal has had to withdraw from Wimbledon because of the abdominal injury that he battled through in his quarter-final win against Taylor Fritz. But Djokovic-Norrie will be must-listen tomorrow afternoon. Women's final on Saturday, then men's final on Sunday. And the Wimbledon Daily podcast there for you, as always, later tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, available via the BBC Sounds app. So we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half here at the St Mary's Stadium. And Norway in total control against Northern Ireland, leading by 3-0. Norway have played extremely well, but the second goal and the third goal, Stephen Creighton, Northern Ireland will be annoyed about those. Well,
that's probably the big frustration for Kenny Shields, because they put themselves in a good position at a decent start to the game. Yes, you can go a goal behind, but then suddenly it all starts to unravel a little bit. I mean, Northern Ireland have had some good passages of play, probably just not enough.
Norway comes streaming forward again, looking for more goals. Space on the left-hand side for them. Here's Guro Wrighton, first-time crosses beyond Hansen in the middle. And Northern Ireland can let that run away and go behind for the goal kick. So 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Norway leading Northern Ireland by 3-0. Tomorrow's commentary, 8 o'clock kickoff, 5 Live and BBC Sounds, is Germany against Denmark. Jackie Burns is jogging back to take the goal kick here. In the meantime, Nadine Caldwell has gone down injured again, one of Northern Ireland's midfielders, so she will have to receive treatment. Northern Ireland's next game comes on Monday against Austria. 5 o'clock kickoff. We'll be here again for that one. In terms of the opposition actually in this group, Natasha, I'm not writing this one off, but obviously this is going to be very, very difficult for Northern Ireland to get back into. Kenny Shields, I think, said at the start of the tournament, we want to win a game. That Austria one does look like the one to target.
Yeah, it definitely does, but Austria are a very strong team, and you saw that last night against England, only losing 1-0 by a goal that was just over the line, by the way. So, there's no easy game now come this competition. But just looking at it, the tough thing right now for Northern Ireland, I've been there. I've been in teams where you have a lot of possession, you can play with flair. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake, because you know your team are going to win possession back, and then you can have another go. The hard thing for these Northern Ireland players is they're defending for pretty much most of the game. They're 3-0 down. Every time they get the ball, they know how important it is to keep the ball for their team and to relieve pressure. And so you can't really play with that relaxed kind of flair that Norway are showing right now. But if they can get into half-time 3-0, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a change of formation at half-time, because I don't think this formation's working for them at all. But yeah, you just want to try and see more of their better players getting on the ball and playing better football.
Ready to go again. Nadine Caldwell is just off the pitch, chatting to a couple of the medical staff. She's been in the wars in this first half, so Northern Ireland down to 10 at the moment, trailing Norway by 3-0. They take the goal kick short, and Jackie Burns, the keeper, clears with her left foot. Furness lays it back to Chloe McCarron. McCarron to Abby McGee, comes up to the halfway line, then turns back and finds the hugely experienced Julie Nelson. A couple of touches from her, slides a pass with her right foot, misplaced. Blackstad intercepts, and Norway able to go again from deep. Marnham tries to bundle her way past Caldwell, runs into Caldwell, who takes another knock for the cause, but actually wins the ball back for Northern Ireland.
I think the problem has been that Northern Ireland have turned the ball over far too easy. You know, when there's been no pressure in the ball, it's been simple passes given away. Another aspect of the play is their first thought for a lot of them is to play back the way, is to be negative, which Norway want, because it means then they can take a step forward and put Northern Ireland under pressure. And ultimately, the player in Northern Ireland who's probably the most touches, the goalkeeper, because everybody keeps passing the ball back as opposed to, as we spoke about earlier, putting the ball forward.
That's exactly what's happened right now. So Jackie Burns, the keeper, on the ball with her left foot, nearly intercepted, well, half intercepted by Marnham, couldn't control it, so Chloe McCarron won it back for Northern Ireland. McFadden clears with her right foot, headed back into the Northern Ireland half. Marnham across to Engen. Hanson with a little flick of her right boot finds Wright, and Blackstad was already on the move there. She could see that building up from a couple of passes before. Abby McGee enjoying the battle tonight, goes shoulder to shoulder with Blackstad and just runs her off it, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Northern Ireland.
And you can't fault their effort, can you? You know, all of them are trying their hardest, and you know, that's great defending there. So you can't fault every single Northern Ireland player is doing the best that they can, but right now, unfortunately, the quality is showing.
Here's Burns. Jackie Burns, the keeper. The 1-2 with Julie Nelson. Nelson sweeps it forward with her right foot. Wade turns it round the corner with a first-time ball to Furness. Furness back to Wade, is able to turn inside Blackstad. Back to the halfway line. Caldwell has to take a touch just to shake off the attentions of Hegerberg for Norway. Yet to get on the score sheet this evening herself, but Norway leading by 3-0. And Northern Ireland enjoying a bit of possession at the moment. Back they come to the goalkeeper, Burns, on the edge of her penalty area. Chips one in the air with her left foot, over the head of Abby McGee. Wade turns it round the corner, no one there to pick it up for Northern Ireland. So Torres Dottir is able to get it going again for Norway. The noise starts to build to another crescendo inside the stadium. Demi Vance with a good interception, finds Simone McGill. Support from Furness, couldn't find her with the pass. Engen is there, plays it back to the skipper, Maren Mjelde. Mjelde across to Torres Dottir in her bright green boots. Marnham drops deep, plays it back to Mjelde. Marnham again, closed down by McGill. Good pressure that. But Mjelde's on the ball for Norway. They're in their bright red shirts, white shorts, dark blue socks, and Northern Ireland backing off as Torres Dottir casually brings the ball up to the halfway line. 5 Live, BBC Sound's the place to listen to us if you're on the move. Get the app on your device, take us wherever you want to go. Commentaries from Euro 2022 coming thick and fast over the next couple of weeks or so. Here's Engen with her right foot, measured pass, good ball, finds Wrighton. Touch and turn from her, she points where she wants Blackstad to go. Blackstad in behind McGee, Julie Nelson across the cover. I think that's going to be, I was going to say a Northern Ireland throw. I thought the last touch came off Blackstad. Nelson read it well. She complains, thinks it should be a Northern Ireland throw. Norway get the decision.
That's where Julie Nelson has to be careful, because if Abby McGee is the right wing back, gets dragged into the wide area, she's got to fill the gap in behind her. She eventually got there, but Norway are just picking them off, because you don't fill gaps good players can exploit you.
Chloe McCarron back in the Northern Ireland penalty area, clears with her right foot. The ball bounces once up towards the halfway line. Torres Dottir is there. And again, Norway. Steady measured possession, leading 3-0, coasting towards half-time. Minute or so to go until then. And here's Blackstad, scorer of the first goal, on the left. Wrighton jumps over the pass. Hansen tries then to find the run off Wrighton. Hansen bundles over Julie Nelson. Free kick goes Northern Ireland's way. Minute to play to half-time. Blackstad with the opening goal in the 10th minute. Frida Marnham. 3 minutes later, a clever layoff from Hegerberg for that one. And then Hansen from the penalty spot after the handball by Nadine Caldwell. Free kick taken by Burns, finds Caldwell immediately under pressure. Got to be careful, has lost it to Hegerberg, shoots from range and Burns is there. It was straight at her and she makes the save, backpedaling.
Do you know what? It's football suicide at times. You know, it's a straight ball into midfield to Nadine Caldwell. She has no idea what's behind her, which just means that Norway can go and be as aggressive as they want in the press because she can't see.
Last minute of the first half, there's Caldwell, plays it back to Julie Nelson, across to little Abby McGee on the right-hand side. Wade, good body strength to hold off Blackstad, slides the pass towards Furness, battling from McGill. McGill challenged by Mjelde, the pass comes back to Pedersen, Norwegian goalkeeper. First time clearance with her right foot. We're into added time at the end of the first half, 3 minutes of it to come. 3 goals for Norway in this first half on this momentous night for Northern Ireland, whatever happens. Can they find themselves a goal? McGill with her right foot hits the shot wide of the near post. Pedersen had it covered and behind it goes for the goal kick. We shouldn't underestimate that either, Natasha. I was listening to the episode of the Jill Scott's Coffee Club podcast today from much earlier in the season when Simone McGill was on it and was talking with Rachel Furness about being the first woman to score a goal for Northern Ireland at a major international tournament, and what an incredible thing that would be to do.
Yeah, it really would, and I think they've looked a real threat. I think if they can try and see the players, especially Vance, there's a couple of times Northern Ireland have done really well, broke the press, but then they've gone back or they haven't missed a pass out, and then it's allowed the Norwegian team to get into shape, and then the kind of almost the attack has broken down. But this is perfect for Norway. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a lot of changes for this Norwegian team in the second half. 3-0 up at half-time. In their head, probably this game's over. They can rest a few of their bigger players ready for their next game in this group.
Yeah, next game against England at the Amex Stadium on Monday night. Full commentary, of course, on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Norway leading Northern Ireland by 3-0 here tonight. And a week tomorrow at this time, we'll be in the middle of our England against Northern Ireland commentary in this stadium, which is the last game for each nation in Group A. Here's Hansen speeding in from the left-hand side, right-footed shot, Burns down to her left, makes the save, parries it away. Vance is there first for Northern Ireland, clears with her left foot. Marnham reads the clearance. Ball is played in field to the corner of the penalty area. Hegerberg alive to the situation, tries to find Akerland, ball breaks loose inside the Northern Ireland box. They manage to hack it away, out for a throw into Norway. Stephen Craigan.
You have to say, Hansen makes the game look so easy, doesn't she? She just dances past players, she knows what she's wanting to do, she can see it before she even gets the ball. She's caused havoc. In fact, she comes off the game and drifts into little pockets of space. She's been very difficult to pick up.
Yeah, incredibly classy footballer. Norway have plenty of them, and they've looked very good in this first half this evening. Throw in for Northern Ireland, half-time whistle coming any second. Throw in taken by Vance, back to Kelsey Burrows in front of all those Northern Ireland fans in their replica green shirts. Ball goes out, this time for a throw into Norway on the right. Northern Ireland couldn't quite work that out between Vance and Burrows. Hopefully it's not going to cost them right at the end of this first half, up against an extremely good team, playing some good football this evening at the St Mary's Stadium. Historic night for Northern Ireland's women, their debut in a major international competition, right up against it at half-time though. That really no surprise, because the opposition have been excellent. Goals from Blackstad, Marnham and Caroline Hansen from the penalty spot means at half-time it is Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0.
Stephen, some of these Norwegian players, you know, Graham Hansen in particular, are a joy to watch at times, but we spoke before the game about, you know, full-time camps and fitness and what have you. None of that matters if you're going to defend like that, because if you're going to defend like that against a team like Norway, this is going to happen.
Yeah, quite clearly it's been some individual errors, you know, and you can't afford to give good players time and space and opportunities in front of your goal. You know, as much as, you know, we all speak about Northern Ireland's change of style and wanting to play possession football and build from the back, it's been their downfall. It's been their Achilles heel, because they're getting caught on the ball too often in and around their 18-yard box. And Norway can go and press as much as they want, because they know Northern Ireland are still going to try and play. If they then decide to go over the top, they're picking up scraps in midfield. Blackstad on the left's picking up the ball. Sorenfold on the right-hand side is picking it up, and they're driving forward. So I think it's about sometimes mixing it up. Don't be predictable. Norway would have known before this game that's what Northern Ireland are going to do. If it's not working, you've got to change it. Kenny Shields hasn't done that so far. I think Natasha said he may change it at half-time. Kenny's quite stubborn. I think he trusts in what he's trying to do, but clearly tonight it hasn't worked for them. But you know, you're spot on. You can talk about fitness, you can talk about sharpness, you can talk about mentality, but if you can't do the basics and pass the ball to each other, and you continually turn the ball over towards your own box, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Tash, sticking to your guns can be brave, it can also be naive.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've all been in that situation where we've been an underdog. Take my team this season, Reading against Chelsea. You know, sometimes you've got to put your hand up and say, they've got better players, and let's play to our strengths then. Like, you know, you look at in the men's Premier League, teams don't go to Anfield and press and try and attack them. You know, they try and frustrate them, and that's what I think Northern Ireland needed to do better, is to stay in the game for longer, frustrate this Norwegian team. The longer it can stay 0-0, then who knows, a set piece, you never know what will come from it. But the most disappointing thing for me is the goals that they have conceded. They haven't had to work for them. You know, they've been really easy goals. There's not been really any incredible play. It's been really individual errors from the Northern Ireland team, and the same things have been continuing, and it probably should have been more, to be honest. I think second half it's about pride. Okay, you don't concede any more goals. You come out of this game with a bit of pride and try and get out of it what you can.
Well, Kenny Shields did say before the game that Northern Ireland would play this game their way, but it's Norway who are enjoying it. Half-time, Northern Ireland 0, Norway 3. Tash, Steve and Ali, thank you very much for the time being. Coming up before the second half, we're going to have more from Rafael Nadal, who retired from this year's Wimbledon earlier today because of injury. So Nick Kyrgios goes through to the final. We'll hear from the England Rugby Union head coach Eddie Jones as well, speaking to our correspondent Chris Jones. We'll do all of that after the latest news on 5 Live with Jill Mackenzie.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Boris Johnson has assured his cabinet that he'll be a caretaker Prime Minister until his successor is appointed. He stepped down as leader of the Conservative Party after 3 days of his own MPs and cabinet ministers resigning from government. This evening, he's appointed new junior ministers to fill the vacancies left by the resignations. There's been some division today among his own party about whether he should step down as Prime Minister immediately. Dr Liam Fox is a Tory MP for North Somerset and the former International Trade Secretary. He says previous Prime Ministers have remained in office as caretakers after resigning.
David Cameron remained there until a successor was chosen. Theresa May remained there until her successor was chosen. So the precedent has been set. Having said that, I do think we need to get a swift contest and get the parliamentary elements out of the way in the next couple of weeks.
Well, Labour says the country needs a change of government and a fresh start for Britain, and has warned the Tories that they may table a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister in Parliament. In other news this evening, the mother of baby P, who died after months of abuse in 2007, has been released from prison. Tracy Connolly was jailed in 2009 after admitting causing or allowing the death of her son Peter at their home in Tottenham. The 17-month-old suffered more than 50 injuries. And the US basketball player who's been held in Russia since being arrested in February on drug charges has pleaded guilty. Brittany Griner, who's an Olympic gold medalist, was detained at an airport near Moscow when cannabis oil vape cartridges were allegedly found in her luggage. She faces 10 years in jail.
BBC 5 Live, the Women's Euros.
With Steve Crossman.
Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0, half-time here at St Mary's as the sun begins to go down. We'll bring you full second-half commentary. Now, though, more on the big news story of the day in sport. Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from his Wimbledon semi-final against Nick Kyrgios with an abdominal injury. Here's what he had to say in a press conference earlier at the All England Club.
I believe that I can't win 2 matches. It's not only that I can't serve at the right speed. It's that I can't do the normal movement to serve. So for respect to myself, in some way, I don't want to go out there, not be competitive enough to play at at the level that I need to play to achieve my goal, and with I can't risk that much and stay 2-3 months outside of the competition. I can't say another thing that I am very sad and have been a very tough one.
So Nick Kyrgios gets a bye into the final. He'll play either Novak Djokovic or Cam Norrie. Their semi-finals tomorrow. Of course, full commentary on 5 Live, and you can watch it on BBC One or iPlayer. Ons Jabeur will play Elena Rybakina in Saturday's women's singles final. They won their semis earlier today, and Britain's Neil Skupski and partner Desiree Kravchik from the States have beaten the Australians Matthew Ebden and Sam Stosur to lift the mixed doubles title. Big challenge ahead for England's rugby union team on Saturday morning. Commentary of the second test against Australia in Brisbane on 5 Live from 11 o'clock. Eddie Jones has been speaking to our correspondent Chris Jones about the scrutiny that he's been under recently.
Yeah, well, I think the pressure's always there. I think you've got to welcome that pressure, and we haven't done anything differently this week but prepare as well as we can. And that's the basis of this tour and for the next 12 months, how can we get this team to be tighter? How can we get this team to be tactically more together? How can we make sure that we're playing to the strengths of the players in the team? And it's a process, and I believe that we're making good steps, and we'll see that on Saturday.
And I know, Eddie, the focus is on the World Cup next year, but how much pressure do you personally feel and the team feel for a result and a performance, given the run the team's been on in 2022?
Yeah, well, for me, it's all part of the process, mate. I was offered and decided to take this task on of rebuilding the team. I'm enjoying the task of rebuilding the team. I don't feel any additional pressure than I did when I coached the first game for England, or the second game, or the third game, or the fourth game. The pressure's always there, mate. Always there. And if I didn't like the pressure, I wouldn't be in the job.
And just on that about, when you took the extra 4 years on and that process of rebuilding to peak in France 2023, as we sit here halfway through year 3, how have things gone to plan or not gone to plan, do you think?
Well, I think it's been a difficult period, mate. With COVID, and COVID's affected everyone. Saracens' relegation definitely affected the team probably quicker than I thought it would. I thought we'd have a more sequential and planned transition to a new team, whereas we've had to be a bit more deliberate in making some more aggressive changes, as we can see from the team on the weekend. We've got a very young back line. We've got some experienced players coming back into form. I couldn't be happier with the way Billy's come back in. I've got Underhill coming back. Johnny Hill coming back will be better after playing that test match. We're starting to accumulate some real strength in the team, and we'll see that on Saturday again, mate.
That's the England head coach, Eddie Jones, speaking to correspondent Chris Jones. And Chris is with us. Evening, Chris. I've missed your...
How's it going?
Good. You've missed your tete-a-tetes with the England head coach.
Well, it's slightly more civil from the other side of the world, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was... I don't know, it didn't sort of seem the usual bite in Eddie Jones there, but you could tell from his first answer that he's got a lot on his mind. He's got a lot to work on. He
does, and I think he's under pressure. He told us then, you can hear the full interview on the Rugby Union Weekly podcast, that he doesn't feel any more pressure for this game than he did for his first, second, third, fourth game, whatever. He said he always gets pressure as England head coach, and it's why he does it. It's why he loves it. But make no mistake, he's under the pump here. England are under the pump because they've not fired a shot really properly since the Rugby World Cup. They've had moments, they've had little 20, 30 minutes here and there, but 20, 25 matches, and on the whole, England have really failed to get anywhere near the heights they showed at that Rugby World Cup. Eddie Jones keeps talking about the next Rugby World Cup, but I think England fans, and I do think one or two in the corridors of power at Twickenham, are getting a little bit tired of hearing, oh, it'll be all right next year. They want to see some results. They want to see some performances now, and that's got to start Brisbane Saturday late morning for us if England are going to keep in this series.
So if we put a scale together of you saying he's under the pump at one end and him saying, oh, you know, pressure, what pressure at the other end, where does this specific test match sit?
Well, I think it's definitely towards the end of sort of unique kind of pressure. He's been here before, Eddie Jones. You know, he was here in 2018 when England had a really rotten Six Nations, just 2 wins out of 5. They then got humbled by the Barbarians at Twickenham and then lost their first couple of tour matches against South Africa. England managed to squeeze out a win in the third test in Cape Town. It ended a long losing run, and England then went into the autumn and then the 2019 year and the World Cup year with a bit of a spring in their step. So he is hoping, Eddie Jones and his supporters and England fans and the England players, that history is going to repeat itself, and this is going to be just a bad year, and then everything will be all right on the night come France 2023. But yeah, it's feeling more and more like a bit of blind faith rather than any realism to that. He's made a lot of changes here to his backline, having spoken a lot about cohesion. He's then broken up some combinations. He's broken up Karen Smith. He's broken up Farrell and Marchant in the midfield. So sometimes what he's saying isn't necessarily being replicated in his team selection. All of the moves do make sense. We look at them individually. Tommy Freeman's played well for Northampton. Jack Van Poorvliet's an exciting young scrum half. Guy Porter's a really solid player in the midfield who's got a good all-round game. But can they gel? Can they mesh together in a Brisbane environment when Australia are going to be full of confidence and it's going to be a crowd that is really behind the Wallabies? That's a different question. I think that's why Eddie Jones is under a bit more pressure than he might like to have us believe.
You've kind of alluded to it in that answer, but you think when someone is under that pressure, they sort of go to the well quite often, and they go to the names that they rely on, or the names that have done it for them in the past. So does it feel odd to you that he has rolled the dice in the way that he is rolling the dice?
Well, yes, because if this was a guy who thought his job was on the line, you're dead right, Steve. The temptation would have been to go for tried and trusted. And he's picked a side that very much feels as if he doesn't think his job is under any kind of threat or not. But I'm not so sure if that's the case. I don't think that this is an absolute guarantee that England could keep losing, keep underperforming, and Eddie Jones is completely protected until the World Cup in France in 2023. I think England need a performance. If it doesn't come this weekend, I think there will be serious questions asked of the RFU, because England would have been 2 wins out of 5 for 2 successive Six Nations, and you just couldn't escape the feel that the team has been on a steady decline since the highs of that World Cup semi-final against New Zealand. So look, England certainly have got the forward pack to go toe-to-toe with the Wallabies. They've got an exciting backline, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them on Saturday, because Australia have got their tails up. We've not said that about Wallaby rugby in quite a while. So, yeah, it's certainly a selection from Eddie Jones that suggests his job is completely safe, even if we're not totally convinced that is the case.
Thank you to correspondent Chris Jones. Second test against Australia in Brisbane on 5 Live from 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. The Norway players are out ahead of the second half as we await those from Northern Ireland. Let's find out about another wicket at the Ageas Bowl. Ellie.
Yeah, England really up against it now. I think India are almost certain to win this. Moeen Ali is out. He was probably their last chance. 36 off 19 deliveries. They're going to do for a big hit down the ground of the spinner Chahal, and stumped by Dinesh Karthik. Terrific spell by Hardik Pandya. He's taken 3 wickets, and a brilliant ball by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to dismiss Jos Buttler. First ball for a duck. So Sam Curran yet to get off the mark. Moeen is out, and England are down among the bowlers now.
England with a lot of work to do, Northern Ireland with even more here at St Mary's. Second half commentary then from the Women's Euros with Tash Dowie, Stephen Craigan and Ali Bruce-Ball.
Thank you, Steve. Half-time scoreline, Norway 3, Northern Ireland 0. Norway very impressive in that first half, laying down a marker for this tournament. No changes made by them at half-time, but I'm sure they're going to come ahead of the England game that's coming for them on Monday night. Marissa Callaghan, the captain of Northern Ireland, has battled back from a toe injury and plays her first minute, gets her first touch, in fact, as I'm speaking, in a major international tournament for Northern Ireland. 36 years old, has been with her club Cliftonville since way back in 2005. Another one of those very loyal servants to the Northern Ireland women's national team. And there she is out there now, taking her place. She's replaced Nadine Caldwell. I wouldn't describe it as a lost cause for Northern Ireland, but 3-0 down against one of the best teams in the world is going to make it extremely difficult for them. I'll remind you of the two team lineups again in just a second. Torres Dottir, one of the centre-backs for Norway. Manchester United centre-back, playing the ball over to the right-hand side here to Sonstivold into the midfield, to Arsenal's Frida Marnham. Norway in the red shirts, white shorts and dark blue socks, playing from left to right in this second half towards the chapel end of the ground. Rachel Furness has taken a knock here, but Northern Ireland have the ball and advantage has been played. Here is Callahan, who wears the number 8 for Northern Ireland in their white shirts this evening. Might have won an early corner. Norway have just kept that ball in play, hacked it clear. Mjelde with the clearance, and out it goes for a throw into Northern Ireland on the left-hand side. So Stephen Craigan, Marissa Callahan on the field for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I think Kenny just wanted a little bit of experience in that area of the pitch. Clearly felt she wasn't fit enough to start the game, but already she's been involved. She'll be on with a point to prove, to show the manager that she should have started. So hopefully she can make some sort of impact. And the challenge for the Northern Ireland players is don't allow the scoreline to get any worse. If you finish this game at 3-0, it's a psychological boost heading into the next game, knowing you've played against a side like Norway and you haven't conceded a goal for 45 minutes.
I'm sure Kenny Shields has said as well, just watch to see if Norway do take their foot off the gas a little or get ever so slightly complacent, whether there's an opportunity there. There were little sniffs, Natasha Dowie, in that first half when Lauren Wade almost got onto a ball, a couple of crosses into the box, a couple of misplaced passes. So we've yet to see the Norway defence properly tested.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of strength, this Northern Ireland side, and that's why they're here. And I think Lauren Wade's pace is definitely one. I think they need to look for her more as an outlet and try and get McGill into this game a bit more, and Furness also.
Abby McGee looking for that pace of Lauren Wade down the right-hand side. I think she'll get there first for this one. Torres Dottir comes across, gets a touch on it. Northern Ireland want the corner, and they get the corner early in the second half in front of that stand packed with the Northern Ireland fans. So this could be a big moment if they get good delivery from the set piece. Jackie Burns in goal has already been busy. 3 centre-backs, Julie Nelson, Sarah McFadden was the captain tonight. Marissa Callahan now on the field, and Kelsey Burrows, the left-sided centre-back. Abby McGee and Demi Vance are the 2 wing-backs. Chloe McCarron, Rachel Furness alongside Callahan in midfield. Lauren Wade and Aston Villa's newly signed Simone McGill up front. Corner to come in from the right-hand side, delivered at real pace, headed up in the air by Torres Dottir. Norway let that bounce, that's dangerous. Volleyed effort from Furness, headed in, that's over the line. Northern Ireland have a goal early in the second half. Julie Nelson is absolutely mobbed by her teammates. She reacted brilliantly, and she goes into the history books as the first Northern Irish woman to score a goal for their country at a major tournament. The Northern Ireland fans on their feet. What a moment at the start of the second half. Norway 3, Northern Ireland 1.
Do you know what it boils down to? Northern Ireland put a simple ball over the top. They won a corner kick. It allowed them to put players into the box. They kept the ball alive. You've got to say well done to Abby McGee. She keeps the ball alive. I'm not too sure Rachel Furness meant to put the ball onto the head of Julie Nelson, but she won't care. It's a wonderful header. The noise is reverberating around the stadium. The players enjoyed the celebration. It's 3-1. Now we talk about, can they get the next goal?
Checking for potential offside leading up to the goal. Please don't say it's so if you're a Northern Ireland fan. The whistle blows, the goal stands. Julie Nelson in the record books. Northern Ireland back in the game as well. 3-1 down, plenty of time to play in the second half. They have taken their chance. Northern Ireland's most capped player, how fitting that Julie Nelson gets that goal. It's opening up again for Northern Ireland. Right-hand side, Lauren Wade is on the ball. Up to the edge of the area. Torres Dottir is in with the challenge. Now Northern Ireland got to be careful, because here's Caroline Hansen on the ball, who looked really good in the first half for Norway. They've worked it to the right-hand side. Sonstivold of Inter Milan. Quick pass into the feet here of the majestic Hegerberg, who's actually lost the ball, comes racing back to try and win it off Simone McGill. McGill holds off the challenge. Here's McFadden, a little bit of skill to dance past Hegerberg. Then the ball into the feet of Rachel Furness. Good football from Northern Ireland. She's just lost it here, though, to Engen. And Norway have it at the back with Torres Dottir. Very exciting start to the second half, Natasha Dowie.
It's the perfect start for Northern Ireland. It really is. I had goosebumps then when that goal went in, and they deserved that. You know, they were on the front foot. We spoke about using Wade and her pace. They did that a couple of times, which led then to getting the corner, and they need to do that more.
Ball over the top of the Northern Ireland defence. Hegerberg's interested. Jackie Burns off her line quickly, comes to catch the bouncing ball and takes hold of it inside the penalty area. If you want our commentary and the pictures tonight, so the game is on BBC One, but if you go to the BBC iPlayer or the BBC Sport website, then you can get the pictures, but you can listen with our commentary alongside those pictures. Hegerberg into the penalty area. Burns off her line quickly. Half blocks her, still a chance. Hegerberg drives it across goal, and McGee's there on the line to block it for Northern Ireland. Hegerberg's cross nearly converted by Guro Wrighton, but McGee again in the right place at the right time, and it's end-to-end at the start of the second half, and wickets are tumbling at the Ageas Bowl for England. Ellie Oldroyd.
Yes, Sam Curran is the latest man out. Hardik Pandya has taken 4 wickets, and with his 50 in the first in the Indian innings, you'd have thought he's absolutely nailed on for player of the match. Curran out for 4. Jordan is still there on 2. England have lost 7 wickets. They're 106 for 7. They need 93 off 36 balls. I don't think they're going to do it somehow.
Lauren Wade, left-footed shot, palmed down and patted down quite easily by Guro Pettersen, the Norwegian goalkeeper. What a first 7 minutes we've had in the second half. Norway 3, Northern Ireland 1. Commentary on the cricket continues on Sports Extra. And I'll give you that Norway team when we get the next break in play. Bouncing ball, Hansen brings it down beautifully, gets away from McFadden. Sonstervold wants it on the right. Hansen holds on to it. Again, tries to get past McFadden, sticks out a long leg and stops her. Mjelde, the Norwegian captain, the Chelsea centre-back. Across to Torres Dottir, who just scoops the ball up in the air. Poor pass, miscue clearance that by Vance. Hansen's away from her. Hansen still going through, slaloming away through Northern Ireland defenders. McFadden brings her down. Free kick for Norway on the edge of the penalty area. She is a wonderful player to watch.
She really is, but it all comes from Demi Vance trying to play first time forward. She had all the time in the world to take a touch and make a simple pass. I just think since they scored Northern Ireland, it became a little bit excitable. You know, they can feel the tension and the energy around the stadium. You just got to take a deep breath, just settle the game down, have a little bit of composure. But on Caroline Hansen, you know, she's just a joy to watch. She skips past players, she makes things happen. It's been 3 or 4 times at the start of the second half that Sarah McFadden has lunged in trying to win the ball. Unfortunately, she was just too quick for her, and it's the perfect position, you would think, Natasha, for Wrighton with that left foot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's licking her lips here. This is perfect. You've seen her score these week in, week out in the FAWSL, and this is definitely not the position Northern Ireland would have wanted to give away a free kick.
Northern Ireland fans can barely look, or if you're listening, barely listen at the moment. Free kick, ball a yard outside the Northern Ireland penalty area. They've just got themselves back in the game. Kenny Shields' team with Julie Nelson's header early in this second half. Got to try and keep this out. Could be Hansen, could be Wrighton for Norway. Fans screaming behind Jackie Burns' goal. She's moving anxiously on the goal line. Wrighton with the left foot. She's done it. She's found the bottom corner. Burns couldn't see it as it curled past the wall. And Norway restore their 3-goal cushion in the game. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Stephen Craigan.
I just think Jackie Burns was trying to edge towards her left, thinking that Wrighton would go over the top of the wall. The minute she takes a step to her left, Wrighton actually puts the ball into her right-hand side. I think it's a big target she leaves her with. There's good pace in the ball. You know, I don't think we can get away from that. But I think if she covers that half of the goal and the ball goes in the other side, you hold your hands up and say there's nothing they can do. So it's a disappointing goal to concede, considering Northern Ireland feel as if they got themselves back in it.
You called it, Natasha.
Yeah, but 100% agree with what you just said there. I think that's got to be the keeper's ball. And then, like you said, if the ball goes over the wall, but I did call it. You see it week in, week out. Wrighton, she's world class in my opinion. And it's a shame because I think Northern Ireland really were getting themselves back in this game.
So Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Norway have it inside their own half. Guro Pettersen is their goalkeeper. Yet to make a change in the game. Back 4 of Anja Sonstervold, Julie Blackstad, scorer of the first goal on the left-hand side. Mjelde and Torres Dottir, who both play their football in the WSL, the two centre-backs for Chelsea and Manchester United. Frida Marnum and Ingrid Engen as a midfield two. Amelie Akerland, who Natasha knows well, at Reading. Hansen on the ball now, wonderful player on the move again inside that Northern Ireland penalty area, teasing defenders, lays it off to Akerland, cross comes in, headed away by McFadden. Engen tries to side foot a ball across the face of the penalty area, but Furness is there and then clips it away with her left foot. McGill chases hard and the elder has the better of her, gets to it first and plays it back to her goalkeeper, Ada Hegerberg, up front for Norway, with Guro Reiten on the left-hand side. And actually, strictly, as we were saying in the first half, front two for Norway, world-class front two of Hansen and Hegerberg. Touches, movement, finishing, everything.
That isn't incredible. Northern Ireland almost said Norway have scored 4 goals and Hegerberg hasn't scored. Incredible.
Well, you might have spoken too soon. She's racing onto a ball here. McFadden can't stick with her, tries to get back at her inside the penalty area, lays it back. Hegerberg here to Akerland on the edge of the box. Chloe McCarron nips in for Northern Ireland and plays it back to her goalkeeper, Jackie Burns. Now that's a lovely ball forward to Furness, chests it down, drills the right-footed pass low to Lauren Wade. McGill waiting in the middle. Wade decides to go it alone, beats Torres Dottir, cuts the ball back, no one there for Northern Ireland, and the elder read it quite beautifully and brings it away for Norway. Tash.
It's becoming a really transitional game, which I don't think is what Northern Ireland want. And definitely the longer this game goes on, I think legs will tire, and Norway have those players that they can bring on. But like you said about Hegerberg, I mean, I've never seen her actually so unselfish. You know, she's normally so ruthless. You know, you see her at Lyon taking a shot there with her left, and she's actually looking to find her teammates, which isn't such a bad thing, but it does surprise me.
On air through until 10:30 tonight on 5 Live Sport. Here's Reiten, offside flag is up, went up late. Reiten was the player in the offside position eventually when she got to the ball. The assistant referee raised the flag. Momentous night for Northern Ireland's women. First appearance in a major international tournament, first goal as well from Julie Nelson in the second half. Major events at Wimbledon, Rafael Nadal unfortunately has had to pull out, but Djokovic against Norrie will be must listen on 5 Live tomorrow afternoon, and fairly significant events at Westminster today as well, which I'm sure you're aware of. Boris Johnson announcing his resignation. So after 10:30 this evening, as we go through the night on 5 Live, continued reaction to that news. Northern Ireland have it inside their own half, ball up the left, intercepted by Sonstivold. Last touch came off Vance though, so that's a Norwegian throw on the right. 12.5 minutes gone in the second half. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Northern Ireland taking it to Norway a little bit more in this second half, but unfortunately conceding the goal pretty soon after they got their goal. Norway getting their 4th from that free kick. Hansen lays it off to Akerland. Back to Hansen again. One touch, then the pass to Engen. Engen plays back to Torres Dottir. Every outfield Norwegian player inside the Northern Ireland half, stringing the passes together nicely. Cross too close to Jackie Burns, read it well, comes off her line, slides forward and makes the catch. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Coming up to the hour mark in the game, Stephen, so possibly might see some Norwegian changes coming soon.
Yeah, and I think Northern Ireland could do with maybe just bringing a little bit more energy into the game. I think Natasha said it, you know, they haven't played an awful lot in the last kind of 5 or 6 weeks. It will take its toll. You know, they've spent long spells without the ball, so maybe Kenny could do with freshening things up. I see his son Dean Shields is just gesturing towards one of the substitutions, but what I like about Northern Ireland is it mixed the game up in the second half. First half it was just one way, one-dimensional. At least in the second half they threw the ball long. Sonstervold,
the right back for Norway, gets the cross in. Chloe McCarron is there. Side foots it to McGill. Demi Vance, strong runner from the left back position. Bundles her way past Engen. Engen back at her. Vance holds her off, gets a nudge and wins the free kick for Northern Ireland. Back to the cricket. I think England must be running out of batters, Ellie.
Yeah, they are. They're down to their number 10, Rhys Topley, because Tamal Mills is out. Caught and bowled by Harshal Patel for 7. He did hit 1-6 and he got dropped, Tamal Mills. Short but not particularly sweet. Chris Jordan is still there on 9. England 120 for 8. They still need another 79. They've only got 24 balls left.
First game in the 3-match series of the T20s, 3 one-dayers to follow. Commentary of the closing stages tonight over on Sports Extra. Marissa Callaghan on at half-time. Space to run into for the Northern Ireland captain. Brings the ball across the halfway line. Looks to use the pace of Wade again down the right-hand side. Wade was strong there. Knocks Blackstad off the ball. Wins the throw-in for Northern Ireland. That has been a useful weapon.
I think Callaghan's made a massive impact. I don't know whether it's just her presence, being the captain, that has lifted the players, but also her quality on the ball. That pass there, she's ate up ground, she's used Wade's pace. Now they've won a throw-in high up in the Norwegian territory. Really been impressed by her.
It's Rebecca Holloway who's waiting to come on for Northern Ireland, so a special moment for her on the way. Cross into the Norwegian penalty area. Norwegian defenders were looking for the offside flag. It goes up, but Norway have cleared the ball and kept the ball, so advantage is played. Hegerberg on the move across the halfway line, finds her teammate Hansen almost instinctively. Hansen, Northern Ireland defenders all around her, plays it across the face of the box to Wrighton. Little clever scoop pass, Hegerberg making the run down to the byline on the left-hand side. Has time to get the ball back on the right foot. Brings it in from that byline, chested away by McFadden. Wrighton again on the edge of the Northern Ireland box for Norway. They lead by 4 goals to 1 here. And they've got the pressure on Northern Ireland again, and I think a Norwegian change is coming as well shortly. So Rebecca Holloway coming on soon. Plays her club football for Racing Louisville. Very glamorous over in the USA. Here's Hansen. Hansen again drops the shoulder, loses 2 defenders, finds Wrighton, first time ball. Hegerberg run off it. McGeehan with the challenge. Hegerberg wants a penalty. Really committed, determined defending from Abby McGee.
I would imagine VAR will be having a look at this. You know, your first instinct is she gets in, she is good defensively, she doesn't play the ball, and she falls down the back of her calf. So I'd be putting up VAR's let it go. They haven't had a look at it. They obviously don't think it's a clear and obvious error. For me, Natasha, I thought it was a penalty kick.
Okay, I'm going to actually disagree with you. I don't think it is. I think it's good defending. I think she's used her body well there. I actually think Hegerberg has fallen over, has actually probably expected impact and hasn't got it. So I actually don't think that's a penalty. So we can disagree.
Would you want that as a penalty as a centre forward?
I don't dive. I'm a centre forward. I would have gone through and finished that.
So defender is saying penalty against the defender, and Natasha is saying no penalty for the striker. Remarkable stuff. Stephen Craigan and Natasha Dowie alongside us here on the 5 Live commentary position at the St Mary's Stadium, enjoying the second half of this second game of the Women's Euros tournament after England's win against Austria last night in front of almost 70,000 fans at Old Trafford. I think the attendance tonight somewhere around the 15,000 mark, and it's Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. 3 Norway changes coming, and Rebecca Holloway waiting to get onto the field for Northern Ireland. Well, I think it was her I was reading in the notes, sort of was accidentally spotted, was visiting a grandmother, I think, in Northern Ireland, was asked to play in a game and was spotted playing in that game, and it worked out that she would be eligible to play for her country, and here she is tonight, waiting to come on the field and play in this first major international tournament for the team. And Northern Ireland doing themselves proud, really working hard in this second half. We knew that was going to be the case. Hansen takes the ball off Callaghan, then tries to feed one through to Hegerberg. Just wonder whether they could be a couple of the players, maybe one of them at least, coming off to get a rest and get them ready for the England game on Monday night. Cleared by Burrows for Northern Ireland. The ball goes out of play for a throw into Norway, and the referee blows the whistle, and it's time to make the changes. So, first one I think is going to be Northern Ireland's. Can't actually see the numbers on the board over here, so we know that's Rebecca Holloway coming on. Chloe McCarron, Steve?
I think it's Kelsey Burrows, just come down in front of us here.
Thank you. So Kelsey Burrows, left-sided centre-back, to be replaced by Rebecca Holloway. And nicely, actually, here for Kelsey Burrows, the 21-year-old. She continues to applaud the Northern Ireland fans. She's going to get a walk all the way around the pitch here. She's come off on the far side to where the tunnel is, and she'll go right in front of that mass of Northern Ireland fans as she comes off the field. So Vilde Boerisa comes into the Norwegian midfield. She of Manchester United, and replaces Frida Marnum. Amelie Akerland is coming off, and Karina Servik, the number 9 for Norway, is coming on, and it's going to be 3 changes at once here for the Norwegians, leading by 4 goals to 1. It's Sonstevold, the right back, who is coming off. So coming on is Tuva Hansen, who we actually thought possibly might start this game this evening, didn't we, Stephen? But coming on as a sub here in the second half.
We did. She's actually started quite a lot of the World Cup qualifiers. I know she hasn't started many of the friendlies ahead of the tournament, but I thought that was maybe just a case of trying other people out, so she'll be glad to get a chance on the pitch. Yeah,
Tuva Hansen is on. And again, the notes I've got on her, I'm told her social media presence is quite something. Videos with her dog Vilja, apparently, which I'm yet to check out. We'll concentrate on our football for this evening, though. She's on it right back to the Hansen. Norway leading Northern Ireland 4-1, and having made the 3 changes, possibly a chance for Northern Ireland to pounce here. Simone McGill stopped in her tracks by Tuva Hansen. Ball forward intercepted by Demi Vance. Rachel Furness makes an early run inside the penalty area. Cross comes in, Furness jumps, ball is loose inside the Norwegian box. Half cleared, Amy McGee jumps in, but she's lost out here to Wrighton, and Wrighton immediately looks for Hegerberg through the middle. Sarah McFadden is chasing, got to go hard here, gets there first. Hegerberg keeps the pressure on, but Sarah McFadden is too strong and brings the ball away down the right-hand side, and Northern Ireland have worked that well out of a tricky position. 25 minutes to play in the game. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Northern Ireland's next game, 5 o'clock kickoff Monday here in Southampton. Full commentary on 5 Live, available on the BBC Sounds app as well. And then 8 o'clock that night, England against Norway. Promises to be a really good game of football from what we've seen from the Norwegians so far this evening. But Northern Ireland having their say in this second half. The ball comes across the back here to Rebecca Holloway, who's in the left-sided centre-back position. Gives it to Vance, plays it back to Holloway. Holloway takes a touch and rolls the pass back to McFadden. McFadden with her right foot. Goes back to her goalkeeper, Jackie Burns. Cross to the goal scorer, Julie Nelson. Floats it down the right-hand side, but Lauren Wade had come towards her. The ball goes long and it ends up with Norway again. Natasha.
It just put a smile on my face, though, that moment there with McFadden. 35 years old, has played this game a long time, up against Hegerberg, probably the best player in the world, Ballon d'Or winner numerous times, has just shoved her off the ball, come away with it. It's brilliant to see.
Guro right and low ball into the penalty area. Julie Nelson is there to intercept, and it goes out for a throw into Norway in an attacking position on the left-hand side. Sarah McFadden.
I mean, I don't know about Natasha and yourself, but I've got a little bit of encouragement from the second half performance. It's what they should have done in the first half. It was be hard to play against, don't take any risks, put the ball into the opposition half, play more forward passes, make it a scrappy game. I think that's what they needed to do. It was too pure in the first half and too easy for Norway.
Just wonder as well whether that's, they only had the one warm-up game, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago, so they've had to literally play themselves into the tournament, having not had that much competitive football. And like you say, Steve, I think this second half performance is far more encouraging from the Northern Ireland point of view. Just going back to Sarah McFadden, I think the day job in real life, and she teaches in Newcastle upon Tyne, mum to a 4-year-old as well, and as you say, Natasha, up against Anna Hegerberg tonight in the Euros, and getting the better of certain individual battles. What a lovely back heel from Wrighton. Hansen to Wrighton, across to Hegerberg. Fabulous football from Norway, but it's offside. Well, that was brilliant, that was slick, and it was so sharp. But the offside flag is up. Hegerberg still doesn't have her goal, but the link-up play there, Stephen, Hansen, Wrighton, Hegerberg, the front three, that is lethal.
Well, my first thought was it was Hansen who was offside, and that's where the VAR is looking at. I think she's just leaning forward. I think she will be offside. That's the check goes up. I think Hegerberg knew it once she put it into the back of the net and the referee blew a whistle. She knew it wasn't her. It had to come from the one before, but you're right. You're the 1-2 touch passing. Irrespective of what kind of defender you are, that's very hard to stop.
Yeah, interesting as well in terms of the changes made in this second half so far. None of those 3 players have come off. Changes have been elsewhere. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Midway through the second half, former Northern Ireland international Stephen Craigan, former England international Natasha Dowie, watching with us here at the St Mary's Stadium. Another England wicket's gone down, Ellen Roldroyd.
Yeah, fireworks lighting up the night sky, and England only have 1 wicket left. Reece Topley caught behind off Arshdeep Singh for 9. England now 139 for 9. They need 60 off 11 after India made 198 for 8.
ball-by-ball commentary over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. They're going to get that done just in time, I think, judging by the skies this evening. We've had a lovely day all day in Southampton, but it's got that sort of muggy, stormy feel to it. Dark clouds building overhead. Giant Norwegian flag is suddenly lifted aloft over on the opposite side of the stadium to us, right behind the Norwegian player who's about to take this corner, and they are not letting up. Norway leading 4-1, looking for more goals. Players start to make the runs. The corner goes high and deep. Jackie Burns comes to punch it away, volleyed over the crossbar there by Servik, Karina Servik, and behind for the goal kick to Northern Ireland. So 20 minutes to play. Northern Ireland trailing by 4 goals to 1. But if they keep this level of performance up in the second half, Stephen, Kenny Shiels quite rightly will say to his players after this game, they have done an extremely good job tonight.
Yeah, well, I think the players have to learn from it, but I think the manager has to learn from the first half as well. And I think if Kenny's honest enough, he will, to say, do you know what, we're not going to play around our own box. We'll start the game, we'll play in the opposition half, we'll play for scraps, we'll play for seconds. Once the game settles down, Natasha, that's when you can then find your space and make your passes.
Yeah, it would have been really interesting to have actually been in that half-time team talk. It seems to have had a really good impact. And do you know what? You can understand. It's their first ever major tournament. You know, it's in England. Friends and family are here. You can understand that the occasion maybe got the better of them. A lot of these players, well, pretty much every player has never played in this type of pressure before. But this second half, like you said, has been a lot better. And like you said, moving forward is really encouraging. Hopefully they can finish this last 20 minutes really strong.
Kirsty McGuinness, the elder of the 2 McGuinness sisters in this squad, is waiting to come on for Northern Ireland. So there'll be some very proud McGuinness family members either in attendance, watching or listening this evening. Young Caitlin McGuinness, 8 years her junior in this Northern Ireland squad as well. Julie Nelson floats it forward, Furness jumps, ball beats her, she goes down. Demi Vance tries to get the crossing from the left-hand side. Offside flag is up. Free kick for Norway, who lead Northern Ireland by 4 goals to 1. Cricket coming to a conclusion at the Ageas Bowl. Tomorrow, men's semi-final action. Just the one of them now after Rafael Nadal's withdrawal. Centre court action starts at 1:30. Our usual excellent coverage on 5 Live and BBC Sounds tomorrow afternoon. The Wimbledon finals on their way this weekend. We heard from our rugby correspondent Chris Jones at half-time. We got full commentary of Australia against England. England 1 down in the series in the Rugby Union. Our coverage from 5 to 11 on Saturday morning of that one. Austrian Grand Prix this weekend on Sports Extra. 2 o'clock on Sunday. Open Championship on the way next week. High-class field at the Scottish Open this week. So much going on in the world of golf at the moment. Our usual extensive coverage of the Open Golf. Next week from St Andrews, Rachel Furness making way here for Northern Ireland. Standing ovation for her. First appearance at a major tournament, as it is for all of the players. One of the stars for Northern Ireland. Down the years, has given a good account of herself this evening. Gets a pat on the back from her manager, Kenny Shiels. We'll see plenty more of her in the tournament. Kirsty McGuinness will come over on this left-hand side, will she, Stephen?
I think it makes sense because, you know, the longer the game's gone on, Rachel Furness looks a little bit tired. Northern Ireland now needs someone to stretch the game. When the game opens up, and Natasha was talking about the transition game, Northern Ireland need a little bit of pace in that number 9 role, and certainly someone McGill can give that. Plus, Kirsty McGuinness is a tricky customer.
Here she is, tricky customer, Kirsty McGuinness. Little dribble and then a left-footed pass over to the right-hand side. Lauren Wade, left-footed ball, back to McGuinness again, immediately involved. Sees Abby McGee forward on the right. Ball just slides away from her, but gets the pass down to Wade on the right. Wade looking for the cutback. Blocked there by Guro Wrighton. Comes off and doesn't go out for the corner. Throw in for Northern Ireland, down by that corner flag on the right. We've got 16 minutes plus added time remaining here. Northern Ireland fans, I can see some of the gentlemen over there in the middle of the green-shirted group have decided to remove the green shirts, decided it's warm enough this evening for the old bare-chested look. Spotted from over the other side of the stadium. Hansen challenged by Abby McGee. Abby McGee
She's been terrific, honestly. She really has. She's been so tenacious. I said at the top of the game, she never gives up. She's been getting forward, she's been getting back. She has been, at 20 years of age, she's been a star tonight.
Yeah, when they were saying who to look out for with Northern Ireland, for me, she was my player. Her and actually Kirsty McGuinness. So I'm really excited to see what impact she can have in these last 15 minutes. But McGee has been brilliant. I just love that. A proper out-and-out defender.
Comes from the same village as David Healy, former teammate of Stephen Craig. And here in Norway, attacking down the left-hand side. Blackstad with the cutback, might run here on the edge of the box. Shot is half blocked. Hegerberg on the turn, gets the loose ball. Wide on the right. Support on the outside from Tuva Hansen. Hegerberg doesn't use it. Instead plays to Vilde Boerisa, one of the 3 Norwegian substitutes. Floats across in here. Jackie Burns comes for it. Headed away from her. Jumps at the second attempt, is able to claim the ball. Hegerberg takes a slight knock but picks herself up quickly. And Northern Ireland will have a chance to clear their lines. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Julie Nelson will never forget that moment. She was able to head in the cross on Rachel Furness. Simone McGill is down and seems hurt. Norway continue their attack into the penalty on the left-hand side. Cross comes in. Holloway is there to get a foot on it for Northern Ireland. Nelson immediately clears with her right foot, and Northern Ireland now have to seize to Simone McGill, who just seemed to take a knock on the ankle or knock on the foot as she challenged for a ball here. Torres Dottir possibly just caught her on a lower left leg there. And Simone McGill is receiving treatment. So 15 minutes to play. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Players taking drinks on board again. Temperatures are cooling, and I hear it is all over at the Ageas Bowl. So let's get the details on the game from Eleanor Oldroyd.
Yeah, India have won by 50 runs here, Ali. A huge margin in a T20 game, and Joss Buttler, the England captain, looking a little bit shell-shocked by all of that. They were all out for 148, and really it was an absolute demolition job. Joss Buttler out first ball as well. India take first blood in this series of white ball games. 2 more T20s and then 3 ODIs to go. India win here by 50 runs.
Thank you, Ellie. Simone McGill continues to receive treatment and seems in some pain at the moment. Younger sister Caitlin McGuinness is going to get on for Northern Ireland here. Just 19 years old. Is able to join the party and make her mark in football history in her country. And 20-year-old Emily Wilson coming on as well. And it's not the ideal situation in terms of the game, Natasha, because this game has gone for Northern Ireland, but still what an achievement that is to play for your country at that age in a major tournament.
Yeah, it really is, and I hope Simone McGill, she doesn't look great there. You know, she's crying and she looks in a lot of discomfort, so I hope that's nothing too serious, because she's one of their star players and they're going to really need her this tournament. But you have got youth, you know, a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old coming on right now. They will run, they will work hard for these last 10 minutes, but that really doesn't look good for Simone McGill at all.
She's in real distress, Simone McGill, being helped off by 2 of the medical staff there, and was sort of burying her face in her shirt, and you could see the tears were flowing. And it looked, Stephen, it looked relatively innocuous, the challenge, didn't it?
It did. You know, sometimes those kind of tackles depend on whereabouts you've been caught, on the bottom half of the leg or maybe in and around the ankle, but sometimes as well, maybe she's just disappointed with her own performance, you know, or maybe she thinks she could have done better, or she's disappointed even with the result. So all these emotions come together, and she will be disappointed, but hopefully she gets some ice on it tonight, she'll be fine for the next game.
So Caitlin McGuinness, 19-year-old Caitlin McGuinness, is on the field with her sister. Fantastic moment for the McGuinness family. Norway leading Northern Ireland by 4-1. We hope that Simone McGill is going to be okay. And the other change sees Lauren Wade, the speedster wide right for Northern Ireland, being replaced by Emily Wilson, who is just 20 years old, and she's got a bit of pace about her as well. So just over 10 minutes to go. Tomorrow's Euros commentary for you as the tournament continues. Germany-Denmark, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Robin Cowan and Pat Nevin with that one. Spain against Finland kicks off at 5 o'clock. All the teams in this group, Group A, England, Austria, Norway, Northern Ireland, will be watching that with interest, because winners and runners-up of each meet each other in the quarter-finals. All the post-match reaction, the debate, analysis in the Daily Euros pod available via the BBC Sounds app for you tomorrow morning. We've got the closing stages of the game here for you on 5 Live. Quite a contrast now between gloomy, dark night skies, storm clouds brewing above us, and the bright floodlights on the stadium roof. Abby McGee in again, wholehearted challenge as always, wins the ball. Out it goes for a throw. Here comes another change for Norway. So the rhythm of the game really getting broken up late in the game. Attendance goes up on the screen, just under 10,000 tonight, 9,146. It has sounded, Natasha, like quite a lot more, actually.
It definitely has. The Northern Ireland fans especially, I've heard them really loud, and it's been great just watching them over there. No matter what the score is, they've had a good night, they've supported the girls, and they will do all the way through this tournament. And credit to the Norwegian fans as well, but I guess we can see the green colours a bit more over there.
Guro Bergsvand, the latest Norwegian player to enter the fray. Maren Mjelde, the captain, Chelsea centre-back, 7th major international tournament. Incredibly, she is playing in for her country. Gets a rest for the last 10 minutes of this game. So what are we going to see in the last 10 minutes? More slick Norwegian passing at the moment. Blackstad opened the scoring early in the game. One of the players to watch in this tournament, just 20 years old, a real rising star in the game. So's Abby McGee, by the way. On the opposite flank for Northern Ireland. It's cleared with her right foot, and the ball is back inside the Norway half. Goalkeeper Guro Pettersen has been beaten this evening, hasn't had too much else to do. Vilde Boerisa with her right foot plays the ball wide to the left-hand side. Up pops Caroline Graham Hansen, finds Wrighton, lovely movement, curling pass, little flick there, looking for Hansen on the edge of the penalty area. Chance beckons, Burns with a really good save. It was Servik with the left-footed strike powerfully across goal, and Jackie Burns managed to get two hands to it. Northern Ireland bring it away down the left. Vance playing it up towards Emily Wilson. Kirsty McGuinness will chase, can't get there. Norway will have a chance to play for the back. Jackie Burns had a good game, Stephen, in the Northern Ireland goal.
I was going to say she's had an excellent game, and I think all the goals that have gone in, she hasn't really had much of a chance with any. And the penalty kick she might be slightly disappointed in, but in general play, her handling's been good from cross balls, and some of her point-blank saves have been excellent.
Stephen Craig and Tash Dowie with us here on 5 Live at the St Mary's Stadium. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Servik, who was looking to get her Euros account open for goals, denied by Burns. Hansen trying to work it onto the left foot. Holloway sticks with her. Rebecca Holloway for Northern Ireland. Kirsty McGuinness, good strength inside her own half. Brings the ball away down the inside left channel, looking for her sister Caitlin. Couldn't find her. Pass was just short. Those two can quite easily have a grumble at each other and not worry about it too much. Looking for Hegerberg, the ball down the inside right channel. It's beyond her, and Jackie Burns flops onto it for Northern Ireland. Tash.
And they are having a grumble as well, the two sisters. To see them there having a bit of a go at each other. But I actually think Kirsty McGuinness has got a point. She's done well. She needs her sister's feet there. She's not going to win the race. So show feet, hold the ball up, allow your team to get up the pitch. But no, it's just brilliant, isn't it? Two sisters playing in this game together. Unbelievable.
Torres Dottir. Memorable night for Northern Ireland despite the result. Fans in terrific form. They'll be fabulous throughout the tournament. I've experienced that many times watching the Northern Ireland's men's team down the years. Precisely the same level of support for the women's team tonight, and all the Northern Ireland fans on their feet at the moment, bringing their team home to the finish. 7 minutes to play, plus a bit of added time. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. 1-1 in the second half.
Well, I was thinking that about 10 minutes ago, but I didn't want to tempt fate, so I'll allow you to do it. But you know, you look at the substitutions that Kenny Sains has made. He's bringing on a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old, you know, young girls trying to make their way in the game. And the Norwegian coach is able to bring on players from Manchester United, so it just shows where both countries are at this moment in time. But hopefully this experience will stand them in good stead for the long run.
Throw in Northern Ireland in the right back position. Mobile phones being waved with the lights on around the stadium, as they were at Old Trafford last night. Not quite got 9,000 of them going at the moment, sort of dotted around the stadium right now. Throw in which Abby McGee will take, who's been one of the star performers for Northern Ireland tonight. Impressed actually in the warm-up game against Belgium. Did a really good job in that game. He's only recently come into this squad. Another one of Kenny Shields' young players who looks born for the big stage. Free kick Norway. Be interesting to hear what Kenny Shields has to say after the game. Hopefully we'll hear from him before 10:30. If not, that reaction will be in your Daily Euros pod, available via the BBC Sounds app. Free kick wide on the left. Caitlin McGuinness, one of 2 players in the wall for Northern Ireland. Norway have 5 or 6 attacking it inside the penalty area. They've got some height in there as well. I'm still reminded that Hegerberg is yet to score this evening, and Norway have scored 4 goals. In it comes Jackie Burns again. Confident goalkeeping off her line. Really good catch. Runs to the edge of her box. Clears with her left foot. Headed away downfield by Blackstad. The ball bounces over the head of Callahan, who's not really been able to get into the game in the last 15 minutes or so. Hansen looking for the floated ball over the top to Hegerberg. That's not going to work. Jackie Burns has it covered, runs it down to the byline, draws Hegerberg into water, and then eventually picks it up. 5 minutes plus added time to go. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Jackie Burns bowls the ball out. Underarm. Reporters, of course, inside the England camps and Northern Ireland camps throughout the tournament. So in that Daily Euros pod, I'm sure we'll have the latest news and interviews from the England camp. Next in action Monday night against Norway at the Amex Stadium. 8 o'clock kickoff. Full commentary here on 5 Live. Julie Nelson brings the ball out from the back for Northern Ireland. Plays it short, driven up the middle of the pitch. Awkward one for Caitlin McGuinness to try and control it. Gets away from her. Vilda Boarisa towards Engen. Engen left it. Boarisa's there again. And here's Engen on the halfway line. Saw an opportunity there to try and release Hegerberg. Cross might come in now from the left-hand side. Hegerberg's waiting in the middle. Doesn't reach her. Nelson on the half volley. Clears it with her right foot. Caitlin McGuinness gives chase into the Norwegian half. Torresdottir has it covered, and she comes back again to her goalkeeper Guro Petterson, and the game has just lost a little bit of momentum, intensity, hasn't it, Steve?
It has. That sometimes happens when you make substitutions.
Long ball over the top though. This could be danger. Julie Blackstad into the penalty area for Norway, holds on to it, gets that crossing towards Hegerberg. Burns is there to block it at the near post and grabs it at the second attempt.
Yeah, Hegerberg's not happy there. I think, you know, it's quite clever play. She's kind of drifting in that kind of offside position, but then she's come back involved. And I actually think Blackstad could release it a little bit quicker here. Too many touches, and you can see Hegerberg's not happy there. You know, she hasn't got her goal. She will be wanting a goal by the time this game ends.
I think she was struggling to get the ball out of her feet. Wasn't it Blackstad, which has probably been one of the few errors she's had tonight, because, you know, particularly first half, she was excellent up and down this left-hand side.
Marissa Callahan intercepts the ball from a loose Norwegian pass. Northern Ireland on the attack here. Inside the Norway half, Emily Wilson had it wide on the right-hand side, back into midfield. It comes, Chloe McCarron, now Rebecca Holloway. Forward in this attack, good dribble from her, still going. Edge of the box, eventually Torresdottir is there to clear with her right foot. Oh, McFadden in strongly, comes over the back of Hegerberg, wins the header cleanly, but comes through Hegerberg as she does so, who is flat on her front in the middle of the pitch, and there's sort of some pantomime booing from some of the Norwegian fans, as if, well, look, don't touch her, we need her.
That's sometimes what happens when you're one of the best players in the world. You get those calls in favour of you, but that's just great defending. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. She needs to be stronger. She needs to know that McFadden is the type of player that's going to come through her, but she's not expected it, and obviously she's come through and clattered her. But for me, that's brilliant defending, never a foul.
I would probably say, as an experienced defender, 87 minutes too late for that kind of foul, Ali. Yeah. That's one of the ones you want to do in the opening 2 or 3 minutes, just to let your opponent know, I'm here for you.
Make your mark on the 6 times Champions League winner. Anna Josendal is going to come on here for Julie Blackstad. So Blackstad, who opened the scoring for Norway tonight, off late in the game. Josendal comes on. Lots of Norwegian players already have tournament experience, of course, but some of the younger ones getting a few minutes here, hoping to go deep into the tournament. Twice winners of it, Norway, of the Euros, 1987, 1993. World Cup winners, 1995. That's their pedigree. Olympic winners, the gold medal they took in 2000. Here's Tuva Hansen bringing it forward from right back. Slow pass from her, but eventually gets to its target on the left-hand side. Cross comes in from Servic. First-time shot goes flying over the crossbar. No danger for Northern Ireland. Guro Reiten looks to the skies in despair. Norway lead Northern Ireland by 4-1, and my stopwatch tells me we're in the 90th minute of the game. And actually, you consider the goals that Northern Ireland have conceded tonight. 3 of them. I mean, after the first one they were open on the left and Blackstad took advantage, but even the free kick goal that they conceded after they'd scored early in the second half came from the Vance being a little bit clever inside her own half, didn't it?
Well, that's where then Kenny then has to go to the analysis and point out the small moments, because the small moments against the big teams are pivotal. Against the lesser teams, you probably get away with it.
Right, and trying to find Hegerberg, almost the perfect first touch, just left it behind her, tries to win it again off Rebecca Holloway. Holloway eventually comes out on top in the 50-50 duel. Here is Vance, drives it forward with her left foot. Caitlin McGuinness is chasing here, not able to win it for Northern Ireland. Tuva Hansen tackled by Vance. The ball bounces in Norway's favour. Play back into the centre of their half. We're into 5 minutes of added time at the end of the game here at the St Mary's Stadium. Powerful run down the left-hand side. Abby McGee comes across to try and deal with the danger and just gets there in time to stop Anna Jossendal in her tracks. And that will be a corner for Norway. Well, it was 6-0 in both of the games in qualifying, 4-1 tonight, and the second half performance from Northern Ireland, as I'm sure we will reflect post-match and in the Daily Euros pod, has been far more encouraging and promising as they make this bow in a major international tournament. Curling corner comes in, Burns is there again. One of the impressive performances for Northern Ireland tonight, Stephen, despite conceding 4 goals.
I just think her timing coming off her line, her positioning when Northern Ireland are under a little bit of pressure, she's high up in her box, she's ready to come and play like an old-fashioned sweeper, just everything about it.
Right, we've got a young spectator on the pitch, players continuing at the moment, the steward couldn't stop him, he's got a smirk on his face, players actually going on, so he's not affected the game at all, and he's basically going to just get himself chucked out of the stadium, so idiocy really from him. Fortunately, the game has been uninterrupted. 3 minutes to go in added time. Norway leading Northern Ireland by 4-1. Not something we want to see a repeat of during this tournament. Commentary tomorrow night on 5 Live. Germany-Denmark should be a cracker. Kicks off at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Denmark finalists in the last Euros. Germany 8 times winners of the tournament. Servic plays a short ball into the penalty area. Cheeky little effort from Hansen, trying to squeeze one in at the near post, but scuffs the shot. It bubbles away from her and goes behind for a goal kick. I do think actually, Tash, it'll be very interesting, you know, Serena Wiegman and the England players watching this tonight, watching both teams, but because the next game is Norway, kind of seeing what they're going to be up against on Monday.
That's going to be a tasty one, isn't it? I think England weren't at their best last night, but they got the result, but their form going into this tournament has been very strong. But Norway tonight, their movement, their passing, they've looked really, really strong, and that game is definitely going to be the game of this group, and probably whoever wins that will obviously go on to win this group, in my opinion.
The winners of the group play the runners-up of Group B. Runners-up of the group will play the winners. Norway looking for a 5th tonight. Again, some neat first-time passing. McFadden is able to clear eventually for Northern Ireland, deep into the Norwegian half. Back with the goalkeeper, Pettersson, plays it out to Boa Risa. First-time ball from her to the right-back. Tuva Hansen, pass through the eye of a needle there from the right-back to Boa Risa. And Norway clicking into gear again late in the game. What a ball from Reiten to Jossendal down the left. Jossendal's first-time cross intercepted. Amy McGee is there again for Northern Ireland. Jossendal tackles her and the ball goes behind for a goal kick.
I tell you what, the Northern Ireland players, they need to look at Abby McGee's performance today. You know, she has won every single 1v1 battle, and if all of them can put on the type of performances she has, then they're going to have a chance in these next couple of games. She has definitely been for me, Northern Ireland's standout player. Just brilliant. Doesn't want to get beaten ever. Takes her role very seriously and should be proud of her performance tonight.
21 years old, plays her club football for the leaders Cliftonville in the league at the moment in the Premiership, having recently joined from Linfield, making a name for herself at the Euros. Demi Vance with her left foot, looking for Kirsty McGuinness. Tuva Hansen is there to intercept. Last minute of added time. Engen to Wrighton. Hegerberg, 1 minute to score a goal. It gets away from her. You can feel the frustration from here. Has not managed to get on the score sheet tonight, but undoubtedly she is going to do so during this tournament. And even if the goals don't come, she's a threat in so many other ways for this Norwegian team. But Northern Ireland have managed to keep her relatively quiet in the second half. Full-time whistle blows. History made by Northern Ireland's women tonight. Their debut at a major international tournament. It was really too much to expect for them to win the game. 3-0 down at half-time against a very impressive Norway team. The really special moment came early in the second half. Julie Nelson heading home for Northern Ireland's goal in the game. Guro Wrighton quickly got Norway's 3-goal cushion restored, but that is the way it finished. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1, and a very encouraging second half performance by Northern Ireland, but the concern being the injury to star striker Simone McGill, who left the field during the second half in floods of tears after a challenge on her that initially didn't seem to have done too much damage. A memorable night for the players, certainly a memorable night for the fans. It's finished here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Norway 4, Northern Ireland 1. Steve.
Stephen, Julie Nelson becomes not only the oldest goal scorer in the history of the Women's Euros, not only was she the first woman from Northern Ireland to get to 100 caps, but she's now scored their first ever goal, and that will mean absolutely everything to her.
Probably one of the most unlikely of scorers, you know, which I think makes it even more of a fairy tale, because people would have thought Simone McGill, Lauren Wade, Rachel Furness. So it's nice that it's came from someone who doesn't always get the headlines, is the most experienced player in this squad. I think she made her debut back in 2004. 18 years of international football, and that's probably her highlight. Albeit, you know, in years to come, the score will be reflected 4-1, but just such a big moment for her and for the country. I think all the players would have wanted to be that one girl who scored the goal, because, you know, in years to come we'll talk about, you know, Euro 2022, we'll talk about the first goal, which is nice, you know, and it's great to see the players going over to see the Northern Ireland fans after that second half, because that second half was heartening for me. You know, that's the benchmark of how Northern Ireland have to play. There's a time to pass the ball around, and there's a time to mix your game up and be different and cause a few surprises. Defenders don't like facing their own goal and running towards their own goal. Anytime Northern Ireland done that against the Norwegian back four, they got a little bit of success. They unnerved them a little bit. So Kenny Shields has to bottle what happened in the second half, what he said at half-time, and make sure when they go out against Austria, that's how they start.
You would think, looking at the far side, Tash, if you hadn't been paying any attention to this game at all, to see the Northern Ireland players in front of their fans who were jumping up and down and cheering and applauding, you would never know that they'd lost this game, because the reality is they've lost the game, but they're still going to feel like they've won a lot tonight.
Yeah, and you know, I guess that's a beautiful thing about football. I mean, we're in it to win it, and I'm sure they came into this game wanting to get a result. So some people might look at that and think, oh, they've just lost the game, how are they celebrating, or how are they... But you know what? They're history makers here, and this second half performance, they should be proud of that. And why can't they go and be with their friends, be with their family, be with their kids? You know, this doesn't happen very often. You know, they're not in these major tournaments like Norway are every single year. So, do you know what? Be proud of their second half performance, and it's lovely to see, it really is.
I think that's the point, Steve. It's totally different levels of expectation. So we're watching Norway still out on the field. Now they're going to thank their fans. They're here to win this tournament, Norway. They've got the players to be able to do that. And in the first half, they showed us, admittedly being given a helping hand at times by Northern Ireland, how they can do that. Team huddle, serious business. Now, it's a very serious business for Northern Ireland. But as we've said in the build-up to it, it's such a massive achievement that they are here, that I think, you know, while the game is ongoing, absolutely you're fully committed and you're trying to win it, but it's also about enjoying the moments, being able to play for your country in a major tournament. If your family are here, absolutely, whatever the result, go over, and they're fantastic, and it's lovely to see, isn't it? On our left-hand side, we've got a wall of green and all the Northern Ireland players celebrating over there, and on the right, the big pocket of red in the Norwegian flags, and that's an enjoyable game of football, and Northern Ireland really stepped that up second half.
What I would say is, a lot of those Northern Ireland players have been through tough times with the senior international side. And, I touched on it earlier on. So tonight would have been a watershed moment for them. They get the chance on national TV for people around the world to watch them playing. And they would have been disappointed with their first half performance. They'd have been disappointed at half time, thinking we've been too easy to play against. Northern Ireland teams that I played in, Northern Ireland teams that I've watched, male or female, it's not always about dominating the ball and being the best team. It's about finding a way to be competitive or finding a way to win. And I think in the second half, it ended up 1-1. So that is a huge step forward for them. That should give them confidence and belief going into the next one. And I think that's why they're excited at the end, because they know they improved in the second half. They know that's them at their best. The challenge now is to go and try and replicate that and do it again.
And I was watching, Tash, because of the conversation that we had yesterday about the fitness levels of the Northern Ireland players. To go back to the point that we made before the game as well, we talked about the fact that they've got this full-time camp that the amateur players were on since the start of January, and what you said you were looking out for was, well, how do they play from 70 to 90 minutes when the fitness levels change? That was some of their best time in the game.
Yeah, it really was, and I think a big part of that was actually substitutions as well, which is always going to help with fresh legs, youth as well. I think the only difference there is that the experience that Norway can bring on, players that have been there, done it, won it, whereas the Northern Ireland subs are more youth, just to bring on, run around, give some energy. But no, I was actually really impressed, definitely, with the last 20-30 minutes of the game. I actually think they grew in the game, which I would take as a massive positive. I think the first half goals really killed them. I don't necessarily think it was fitness, just more deflation, but really, really impressed with the last 20-30 minutes, and they should be excited now for their game against Austria.
Well, in the next half hour before Colin Murray takes over, and I'm sure we'll talk to Colin about what's happened as well, of course, having watched Northern Ireland really do themselves proud here tonight. We will try and get some reaction from the team, potentially from the manager Kenny Shields, between now and 10:30. We're also going to talk a little bit about England as well. We'll hear from goalkeeper Mary Earps. Of course, England's next game is against Norway, and we will get into just how impressive the Norwegians were as well tonight. Very shortly, we're going to be joined by the former Northern Ireland captain, Gail Redmond, as well, who's been part of our TV team tonight. She knows Northern Ireland's goal scorer very, very well indeed. So we've got all of that to come after the latest news with Jill McKenty.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Boris Johnson is coming under pressure to step down as Prime Minister.